Alright, good morning gamers, welcome back to the show. I'm your charming self-proclaimed yet still humble host Mukluk, and today we are back in Guild Wars 2. Oh, nice wizard hat. We are on the EU servers, going to be hanging out with our friends from across the pond. Let me turn this down a little bit, this is a bit loud. Hope you guys are doing well, and you know what? Hang on. I have got a visitor. Look at this. He's washing his hands right now, he's busy. And during the intro, he jumped off of the back of my chair, yelled parkour, and landed right here. So he's here with me right now. We'll see how long that lasts. Okay. There we go. I have now used a cat on the internet to increase my views.
He's a druid. She'll deal
as you're supposed to. Why is Blishhead not running? 1 second. Hold on, I'm gonna fix this real quick. At this point, I am so used to the QOL stuff from Blishhead, I pretty much cannot play without it. There we go, go ahead and start running that. Alright, that should do it. Just gotta give it a minute. Like the mount wheel, I don't even know the hotkeys to get on like half my mounts without the Blishhead mount wheel active. I've used it for too long. There we go. First time catching a stream, love your YouTube content. Hello, Mark. Thank you. Hope you enjoy it. Hey, Mark, did playing Riftbreaker make you fall in love with multiplayer streamers again? Oh, absolutely not. Thank you for asking. Dude, like, wiping because Flute went to get pizza, wiping because Flute had to, like, answer the door because IKEA was there, and then, like, wiping because Nog had to take a work call. Like, oh my god, no. No. I need, you know what? I think I finally have a use for AI, like Grok and stuff. I need AI teammates that just never go AFK. I want to be the worst one on the team. Wow, hey, oh hey, Flute, what's up? I was just talking about you. This is why I have Redial installed directly into the game. I have my, my button that launches Guild Wars 2 launches, Blishhead at the same time. But what happened was I launched Guild Wars 2 and then told it to server swap me. And so that relaunches the game. And so Blishhead wasn't there after the relaunch. So I had to manually tell it to start again. Isn't that something NVIDIA is working on? Some AI bot to play games for you? I don't know anything about that. Did you beat Blueprints? I did not, no. I played 10 hours of Blueprints, and I decided I was done with it. Like, as a puzzle game, like, mystery and stuff, it was awesome. And I'm really proud of some of the puzzles I solved in that. However, as a roguelike, that was one of the worst roguelikes I've ever played. Like, in my opinion, the game would have been better if it didn't have roguelike features at all. Like, it was, I think of the 10 hours I played, like, over 5 of them, I was simply, like, doing runs, and then finding, like, a dead end, and then I'd have to start over, and I would accomplish nothing. Over and over and over again. So, it was, very annoying. So, yeah, after 10 hours, I just decided, I put it down, and I don't think I'm gonna finish it. Your Blishhead auto closes. Auto closes? No? What do you mean auto closes? Like, it's still open. Like, you can see the icons up there. It's an overlay. I was watching Blueprints a few days ago. It was hard going. Hello, folks. What's up, Shane? Yeah, again, like, some of the puzzles, like, I was really proud of myself, and it felt really good, like, solving some of them. And, like, progressing to a new area. But it was infuriating doing one of the runs, hitting a dead end and starting over, and then hitting a dead end and starting over, and then like, that was just really irritating. But I do know that a lot of people love it, and it got a lot of nominations for Game of the Year, so, you know, maybe it just didn't hit its mark with me. Hey, Muck, love the videos. Why is no one doing the Hidden Garden puzzle? I have no clue. It's been years since I've done that one. Hey, Muck and Chad. Hope everyone's well. It's snowing here. I'm staying inside playing cozy games. Okay. snowing there. Where do you live? I live in Georgia. It snows here like once every few years, and we're not getting it currently. Canada. Oh, gotcha. Let's see, that one. When do you reckon Visions of Eternity will go on sale? Janthier and Soto went on sale after like 10 months. Like 10 to 12 months. And their first time they were on sale, it was like, I don't know, 10 or 20% off. Like, it was minor. Like, their newest product is not really going on a major sale until after the next product is out. That gathering animation was crazy fast. Which is it? That was a combination of the fused gathering sickle and quickness and me cancel casting the animation. If you do !gather, I actually have a video on that. Like many ways to increase the speed of it. Okay, that bit's done. The gobblers. Okay. Today I learned you can collect from different guild nodes each day. As long as they're different levels. You can collect from up to 5 guild halls as long as the nodes are different levels. The levels are, 0, unupgraded, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Chat, how do you sneeze? Muck, I have a guide for that. Type exclamation sneeze. It's just a video of me just... It was in church, echoing off the walls. Morning, Monkey Chat. Hi, Blue. Blue Chip's here. He's making biscuits. Alright, that one's done. He's so handsome. Yes, he is. Baking so early. Yes. What are you doing right now? Something I do once a day. Going through my characters that I'm not actively playing. I've got them at treasure chest and just opening the treasure chest. It's a lot of near passive income.
Hey, look, it's the tree of
How
birds.
does Muck breathe? Exclamation breath for video. Noxxi made of Muck breathing. The edit video. Oh god, I hate that video. It's just a bunch of edits of me inhaling or exhaling stitched together. So earlier today I unlocked Antiquity. Having now played it, I haven't laughed that hard in-game in years. The Antiquity theme of random BS Go is quite hilarious. I tried PvP, and whether my team won or lost, I was enjoying myself. Sounds like a Warhammer orc player. I hear that they're very laid back. Because they're constantly rolling dice of, do I do double damage, or does my unit explode? So they go into battle knowing that the worst could happen. And they're there for a good time. What is the piece of blish that makes your screen show titles of the area? That's called Regions of Tyria. If you do exclamation mark ROT in the chat, a guide for it will come up if you want it. High octane alt parking. Yeah, I mean, it's just 10 minutes to get through all of them. But since I give you guys, giveaway stuff every week, I gotta be making money to pay for it.
You must prove your strength to Ox by becoming the Ox. I can transform you for a short time.
Like yesterday, I watched one of the Craftlock eps and thought it'd be funny if you could manage to do a series like Cops. Cops? What you gonna do when they come for you? And then a bunch of humans and divinities reach arresting some Char because he's a mesmer. And that alone is crime enough. Boop. Like, how long before I start hearing your voice over work on a Critical Role cartoon? That would be amazing. I've definitely gotten bit by the bug when it comes to, like, trying to voice act stuff. I've been very much enjoying the process. However, do I have any roles locked in? No, I do not. The best in-game reference I have is Guild Wars 2 has 2 achievements that reference me. But you wouldn't know unless you already knew us on this channel. How do you port back to start? Prototype Position Rewinder. It's a device that rewinds you and teleports you to where you were in the past a few moments ago. ! Jump in the chat if you want that guide. And the reason it's !jump is because a lot of people use it to get through jumping puzzles. What are your thoughts on Harbinger? I feel like they give up a lot of survivability and don't get enough in return. Nah, it depends on the game mode. In PvP, I would rather fight a Harbinger than other Necro specs because, like you said, they don't have a second Shroud hit point bar. In PvE, though, it's not that big a deal because Necro has such high health. The Harbinger losing some of it because of the Blight is not a big deal. In PvE, also, they have, like, one of the easiest times for providing a boon to their teammates. Like, it's incredible. Like, they just have to be in Shroud, and they pulse the boons. So, they're quite good at what they do in PvE. Forgot the daily stuff. Time to gift daggers to orphans. Gift daggers? Here, go. Do a crime. Why are you logging off and changing characters a lot right now? It's called alt parking. I was logging onto characters that were next to treasure chests, and then I was opening the treasure chests, and I was just doing that on like 10 characters to get a whole bunch of money with very little work. Okay, we are full on Eternal Ice Shards, so I'm going to get rid of them here. And nom, and nom. Okay. That takes care of that. Did you do a YouTube video on alt parking best spots? !daily shows my daily routine, including all the spots I use. If you want even more spots beyond that, the Fast Farming Community website has a list there also, which I just linked in the chat. You just have to go to the alt parking section of their website. Are you saving for anything, or have you basically acquired everything you want at this point? Oh, I usually jokingly say I've beaten the game. I have full legendary for everything I want. And we do giveaways on the channel, like, every week. So, most of what I earn, I just give away. When you played Enshrouded, what was your build? I'm currently a mage with a lot of self-healing and heavy armor. That sounds pretty close to me. You know me, I like sustain, so the first thing I went for in Enshrouded was like water magic or something like that. And I remember having a much easier time with like the wands in that game than the melee weapons. So I think I was mostly doing spellcasting and stuff.
Yes.
Pledgy Skimmer is nigh. Is that out yet? Or is it just soon? Not yet. I guess it's just soon. Sale ending soon. Casual t-shirt package. Nigh means near. Yeah, but how near? How do you farm for spirit shards? You just fill the XP bar on a character that's already level 80. So, you know, doing fractals, doing open world events, like metas and stuff like that. Like, anything that boosts your XP, like boosters or the buff from guild halls helps as well. Back when you played, you could not have a shield while using a wand. Now you can. Oh, cool.
Some must fight, so that all may be free.
Complete other end of the spectrum here. Just swap to 2 after enjoying Reforged. Gotcha. Yeah, that's cool. Like, I like Guild Wars 1. I've done a full playthrough of it twice. But definitely I don't love it as much as the, like, you know, almost 10,000 hours I've played of Guild Wars 2. For me, this one was the game that was, like, you know, got its hooks in me. Muck, you love pets. Why can't I find a Palworld playthrough of Mukluk Plays? Palworld. Alright, I know legally they haven't gotten in trouble, and that's fine. But I look at it and I'm like, alright, it's just a Pokemon clone with guns. And some survival crafting and, like, sweatshop stuff. And, I honestly, I look at it and it doesn't make me want to play it. So, I haven't tried it, to be fair. But looking at it does not entice me to install it.
Fights for something.
Muck, what do you have planned for today's session? Still kind of testing my voice, as for those who haven't been here the last couple weeks, I lost my voice, like, completely for almost 2 weeks, and it's just recovered. So, usually on Tuesday streams in Guild Wars 2, I'm talking a lot because of the questions. So, kind of just feeling things out, and if it starts to hurt again, then I might take a break, we'll see. But, so for right now, we're here, just gonna have fun. Answer as many questions as I can, and if I need to take a break or something, I will. It's more fun than any of us thought before trying it. That's fine. Again, I'm not trying to drag other people down that like Palworld. It's just like, when I see clips and stuff of it, and it's just like a guy, like, you know, sending Charizard to go attack something, or sorry, sending Charizard from Temu to go attack something, and then he's firing an Uzi. I'm just like, this looks like the stupid effing thing I've ever seen. Like, keep in mind, usually games that are just like shooters, like, I don't play. Like, that doesn't appeal to me. Like, if you're like, yeah, we took this thing you like and we added guns to it, like, you've just downgraded it for me. Like, that's just not what I'm into. Funny enough, there was an ad for Palworld at the Game Awards. Guild Wars 2 had an ad at the Game Awards also. So, I can't bash on people for having an ad at the Game Awards. Guild Wars 2 was there. AMA text-to-speech stream. You guys ask a question, and I'm like typing, and then it's just like, no. Palworld ripoff. Oh. So someone ripped off Palworld, which ripped off Pokemon. Not surprised. I saw an ad for some Chinese game that looked very similar to Expedition 33 yesterday. I don't remember where Muck's played list is, but he's played Shape of Dreams. My second YouTube channel is called Mukluk Plays. It has over 10,000 videos. On the playlist, you just go to playlist there and search for whatever you like. However, I do not recognize the game name Shape of Dreams. I don't think I've played that. Are you done being a haunted house? You're referring to Deck of Haunts, which was a very fun game. Yeah, I finally beat it on the 13th difficulty, the final difficulty. And yeah, I'm done with it for now, but I enjoyed it. Yeah, you're a haunted house, and your goal is to eat people that come inside. To be fair, Pokemon ripped off Dragon Quest. Yeah, I know. Just this one is a bit more blatant. Yeah, it's like even just like Pokemon, right? Like I've played let's see, in the last forever, I played Pokemon Red and Blue, Yellow, which were all pretty early on in Pokemon. And then I played Pearl and Crystal, I think. Those are the last ones I played. So it's like, I have liked Pokemon at some points in the past, but it's not something I'm hugely passionate about. So taking Pokemon and adding guns, which again, for me, that's a downgrade, isn't terribly enticing. Hey, Muck. Hi, board. It can depend on things you're working on. If the Clovers and Mystic Coins are solid choices, cheaper bags of gold. My vault's about to cap. Oh, you need recommendations of stuff from the vault? Yeah, what that guy said is good. Mystic Clovers, Mystic Coins, the bags of gold. Legendary Starter Kit, Ascended Armor. All solid. Mug, as a new player, I want to thank you for everything you're doing. Your guides are cool and refreshing. Unlike other guides I find online, they all assume you're a veteran and don't explain. That's my secret. I assume everyone knows nothing. Thanks. What game are you thinking of playing for New Year's Eve tomorrow? For the morning stream, we just started Metro Exodus. We're just 100 minutes into it right now. For the evening stream, I'm going to be looking at the community game recommendation list and seeing if there's anything that catches my eye. I haven't even looked at this. Eternal Fragment just gifted me this yesterday. Infection-free zone. Choose a region in the world, choose your base of ops, and rebuild and readapt the building around you to create a self-sustaining environment. Take charge of survivors from your city, and when the night falls, defend the zone from infected. Yeah, I don't know anything about this game currently. It's a truck just driving over people. Elden Ring Night Rain. You know, I never try. They did send me, they very kindly sent me a free key to Night Rain, and I just never got around to trying it because I was hooked on so many other things at the time. Hey, Muck and Chad. Hi, Bison. See, I think I'm caught up on the questions here. What is going on? Do you think you have a very nice season of Rogue Paradise achievements? Let's see. Looking at the events and stuff like that. Seekers of the Wield is starting soon. Does the toggle in the vault only show things that are in the game modes you like?
Hope
like
your voice heals up soon.
Thank you, Zara. It's much better than it was. A week ago, we were like whispering and doing ASMR, or ASMR, as some people were calling it. Yeah, and I actually had to cancel like 3 morning streams, like just over a week ago. Muck, how long since the last time you finished a game playthrough using a controller? Little Nightmares 1, I think. Now, I have tried some with controller since. Do you guys know Tunic? I got Tunic because a bunch of people recommended it, and it required a controller. So I hooked up my controller, and it was like vibrating constantly while I was in Tunic. And I was like, okay, what is going on? Is this thing busted? And I couldn't find anything in the settings for the game for it. I didn't know what was going on. So the next day I went to the store and I exchanged it and I got a new controller. And I come home, I plug it in, start up Tunic, and it starts shaking again. I'm like, okay, it's not the controller, it's the freaking game. And it was just like rumble 100% of the time. And so after a few more minutes of troubleshooting, I couldn't find anyone else with the problem. I refunded Tunic. And then I was just out the cost of the second controller. I was just like, dude, I hate controller games so much. That was the last time. That was the last one that I tried and it failed. I like AS Muck R. I need a playlist of Muck Whisper reading The Hobbit. The Hobbit. Oh my god. I remember being forced to read that in school. That was so dull. It was one of those like read a page, reread the page, reread the page. Controller games hate you too? Yes, they do. They absolutely do. Let's see. What do we got here? Who dat?
Yothered raided my stream with 59 viewers.
Wait, what? How did it say that name? His name is Ryu the Red. One sec.
Yothered raided my stream with 59 viewers.
Yothred? Dude, I don't need... Okay, if I was dependent upon the TTS, I would not know who raided me. Ryu, thank you for the raid. I appreciate that. Welcome. Close enough. Yeah, nailed it. The bot renamed him. Yeah. What's up, Ian? I'll allow it. You don't have much of a choice. I was keyboard and mouse only gamer till since the 90s. Then came Dark Souls. It took me over 90 hours to custom myself to controller. Ever since that, I can handle it. I beat Dark Souls 3, Black Myth Wukong, Lies of P, Lords of the Fallen, Elden Ring, with keyboard and mouse. I'm great on keyboard and mouse. Like, my thing with controllers, like usually if a game says it has controller only, unless I really want to play it, I'm just like, okay, I'm not gonna play it. Like, unless I'm just hugely passionate about it. But if it says it supports keyboard and mouse, and then it's got, like, the worst keyboard and mouse controls I've ever seen, I'm gonna criticize it, right? Like, Elden Ring. Elden Ring works on keyboard and mouse. Controls are terrible. I don't recommend it. I did it. I cleared it. But I don't recommend it. I did my placements on a new account, Silver 3. I mean, hey, you can go up from there or down. The keyboard and mouse of Perverted Itis was horrible and remastered is doable. Controllers are good for driving games. Well, that's when you get one of those steering wheel shaped controllers. Does Muck have a favorite character build? Probably my druid on my ranger. What was another one? Oh, when Lies of P came out, dodge and sprint were the same button. You could rebind the button, but you couldn't separate those two things. They were both on the same key. That drove me bonkers. Because it's like, if you were like trying to sprint past mobs and then dodge at key moments, you'd have to release the sprint and then tap the key again. So you'd go from running to walking to then dodge to walking to running. And I hated it so much. But I think when the Lies of P DLC came out, like the expansion, they separated that because I was not the only one that complained about it. Got an adult keep their butts warm. You got it, Ryu. Thank you. I watched some of your videos and now I have huge trust issues. Sometimes time issues as well. Imagine that. Nier Automata with keyboard was terrible as well. You know, I played Nier Automata. I don't even remember the control issues. Like, I might have had some control issues, but they didn't stick in my head. I don't even recall. If Guild Wars Roller Beetle Racing had wheel controller support, would you use it? Don't really need it. I kinda, when I was working on the Golden Scarf achievements, that kind of forced me to learn how to drift with the keyboard. And I have learned how to drift with the keyboard. I'm not the best in the world at it, but I beat all the races on gold, so it's fine. Let's see. Search for consumables here. Do I have all these dies? I think so. What are you doing now? Just cleaning up the bag. Morning, Mo. Hey, Mo. Muck, you luckily beat all the races on gold. I would say there's one of them that was luck. And they're, like, all the others was pure concentrated power of will. Hang on, I could show you. It was the snow one. Which one was it? Let's see. Was it Snowden Drift? Yeah. Oh yeah, hold on. Very old guide video of mine. This is from the pre-Noxxi days, so these are dark days.
Hey there,
okay, I didn't even timestamp this. Oh, terrible. Alright. This one took me so many tries. Okay, and this is the part here, alright? Hang on. Okay, so this part right here took me a million tries. So, right here, I'm drifting. Okay? I'm drifting. Look at those trees. I, like, thread the needle between those two trees, and my front bumper hits the bubble and gives me credit, and then miss this tree, and then hit another one. That right there, that took me like 40 tries. And then like got gold. And look at this, 31.2 seconds, and I had to do 32 seconds. This took me so many tries, and that like really lucky. I still remember that specific moment, because like when I threaded through that, I was like, no way, this is it. I could finally leave. I'm done. Yeah, it was that one's a rough one. Like, I don't immediately recall any of the other, maybe Brisbane. Brisbane was really long, but none of the other routes gave me as much trouble as doing that one in 32 seconds. We from race do that daily like 50 times. That's cool. I do not. I do not. I stopped trying after hundreds of tries because of Snowden. Training, baby. Oh, hundreds of tries guy right there did do training. You were concentrating so hard? Yep. To be fair, I had like 3 viewers then, so I wasn't as distracted by you guys. That was before I hit the big times in Tyria. Let's see. Ultimate Winter's Day gift. Wait, what is this? How did I get this? Rime encrusted rebreather? Huh. Alright, I guess I'll just take that for the skin. Just for the collection. Not that I'm ever gonna use it, since I've got the legendary one. Alright, salvaging. Let's see. I was thinking of the fast hands change for warrior, wondering what could be similar for ranger. How would you feel if the greater pet control from Untamed was made base for ranger? That would be great. Honestly, like, I think it's good that Untamed has those controls. But thematically, I think it's weird that the Untamed is the only one that has a tamed pet that you can command for specific actions. Right? The Untamed is the only one with advanced control over your pet. It's kind of weird. All right, salvaging all greens. Yeah, they really, because they added that at the same time as they did it for the mech. Alright, deposit, squish. Yellow ones. Alright, trading post, sell. Let's see, got a 1 gold thingy. Oh, I guess I should use that. What is this? Oh, it's like a shoulder pad. Okay. What's the easiest, biggest bag you can get? Exclamation bags in chat. 2 videos will come up. One of them is for getting 32 slot bags. And that shows the easiest ones. With the exception of the free one from working on the Season of the Dragons achievement, which came out after I made that video. Hey Mike, how you doing? What's up, Alex? I'm doing okay. My voice is mostly recovered, but kind of treating it with the kid gloves right now. Min-maxing with 6,900 gold while having every kind of legendary. No, min-maxing still, because that's how I got up to this gold. I had 10,000 gold at one point, but there was like 2 legendaries I wanted that I didn't want to make, and I just bought them, so that set me back considerably. I was like, oh man, I need a legendary dagger. I'll just buy this. I think I have all these. Can't salvage this one. Okay. Festive Golem. What's your luck at? It's maximum. Eating luck doesn't do anything for me anymore. So I usually condense it and use it on merchants. Whoa, game is lagging a bit. Oh my goodness. There's a max luck. Yeah, it takes, if you're just, you know, getting it slowly over time, it takes years to get there. But yes, there is. It's 300. 300 magic find from eating luck. You can go above 300 with other things, but 300 from eating luck. So like if I deposit all of this, and then I'm going to swap over to my Necro, who is a Artificer. They can combine it into condensed stacks. Gotcha, I'm around 140. Didn't know there was a max as well. Yeah, so if you hit H and go to achievements, down here it says Magic Find, and then it says From Luck. That From Luck goes up to 300. With other buffs and stuff, you can go far above that. I think 750. But From Luck, the highest you can go is 300. So now, we're just going to condense the rest of this into smaller stacks. What do you do with it now? Like I said, there's merchants that use it. Like during Lunar New Year, there's merchants that you could just spend luck at and buy things and then sell those for coin. So there is a way to turn luck into money. There's also legendaries that require like a stack of exotic luck. There are guild hall upgrades that require a stack of exotic luck. So it's good to have like a stack of that on hand. I think luck is a placebo. I've been at max for years and I haven't seen a precursor drop. Yeah. Yeah, honestly, getting max luck kind of feels like you've read your horoscope or something. It's not that noticeable. Hi, hello internet. I have a character collecting all my exotic luck. No, don't know what to do with it. Yeah, I've got... Let me see. So if I go over here, there's my luck right there. So, got all of that at the moment. And these are just un-IDs that I have not processed yet. Deposit all that. Looks like mine, yeah. I saved my luck for New Year's Festival, purchase lucky red bags, yep. Why so many of those unidentified? Like I said, I just haven't processed them yet. Basically, I've shown you guys all my alt park characters. Occasionally, their bags get full, and I just dump all the stuff that they've been getting for nearly free into the bank. And I just haven't gotten through it yet. Could do a little bit of it now. Why are all of his characters little guys? They're just little guys. You wouldn't just hit a little guy, would you? Now, my favorite character design in this game is little dude with oversized big hat. And I have that in all my guide videos, so a lot of people just know me as him. So most of my characters look like him. We even sold a plushie with ArenaNet's permission a while back. So there are people out there with plushies of my dude in their house. Why aren't all your characters little guys? Lol. Who is the OG? I think my Ranger. I think my Ranger was my first Asura. You wouldn't just hit a little guy, would you? Me kick the baby? Hello, I was wondering if choosing a bag of personalized Winter's Day gifts for the extravagant chests. First time doing this event, thank you. Hello, Othi. I was wondering of choosing a bag of personalized Winter's Day gifts in the extravagant chests. Wait, what? / wiki extravagant chest. Hold on. I'm trying to understand your question. Alright, Fiery says if you don't want the skins or minis, you can get 100 normal gifts. Why do you identify before salvage? Because when you... Look, I just identified a bunch of blue items, right? And here's a yellow I got from it, and there's a bunch of greens here. When you identify things, they can increase in rarity. So, if you identify before salvaging, there is a very small chance you can get very, very rare stuff. Like Dusk, which is over 100 gold. Or Dawn, which is 59 gold. Stuff like that. Like, there's items you can get from identifying that are very expensive. If you salvage while they're unidentified, you're giving up the chance to do that. So, really, like, you should either identify and then salvage, or sell them while they're unidentified. You should never salvage while they're unidentified. That it's literally throwing money away if you do that. So just sell them while they're unidentified if you don't want to bother with it. My OG character as a returning player after 12-ish years was an Asura Guardian. I forgot everything about how to play it. Yeah, that's me.
Look at me, I'm so curvy!
When I came back to the game, after 5 years, I made my Necro, and I played that from like 1 to 80 before I went back and started playing my older characters. My first character was a human. I couldn't do jumping puzzle with it, so I got myself an Asura and I was able to do more. My first character was a salad. It was a salad necromancer. Because I remember, I had come from other MMOs and I was like, I've never played an MMO where you could be a plant person. That's cool. And then I was like, whoa, I could be a plant necro. Plants are like life and necro is like death. It was such an edgelord. And I don't remember deleting that character, but he's gone. So I must have deleted it at some point. But that I distinctly remember that was the first thing I made. What are we doing? Someone was bullying me for having too many un-IDs in the bank, so I'm processing them. You guys are mean. Char's best race for jumping puzzle. I haven't heard that. My first character was also Salad Necro. We're never meet. Deleted it or it got eaten. Got eaten. I'm like finally cleaning his room. Is that what it is? My bank is my room. Oh, got a charm. Nice. Mike, what's the best way to max out your luck? Slowly over time. Do not rush it. It is not noticeable having max luck. So I would say my advice to everyone is keep 1 stack of exotic luck in your bank because you never know when you're going to need it. And then beyond that, just eat all the luck you just get playing the game normally. Don't rush it. You can do things to rush it. Like you could salvage exotics, sell the dust to recoup some of the lost. Salvage ectoplasm, then sell the dust you get from salvaging ectoplasm to recover some of the lost money, and then eat the luck. You could do that. I don't recommend it. It's unnoticeable and it would cost you money. Do you remember that time you're in Eye of the North, you saw people around a fire with someone had a Sylvari TP vendor spawned in the fire and they were cooking it? Yes. Yes, I do. Why salvage and not sell the gear? Well, that's what we talked about just a minute ago, is my advice for un-ID'd gear is either sell it while it's unidentified, or identify it and then salvage the stuff that you don't need. I mean, when you identify and salvage, you still get tons of materials like wood and mithril and ore and stuff like that. So you'll still get some money, but there's always a chance that you get some like really rare stuff when you do this too. Like for example, if you look here, these are yellows and oranges I've gotten from identifying blues so far. Morning, did you see the plushie skimmer mount skin in the trading post? I did not. Is that there now? Let's see. It is! Oh, look at him, he's just a little guy. I don't know, that is really cute. I have a lot of the plushie skins, but for my skimmer, I've got that flying motorcycle thing. That's good. He's got like a big belt for the saddle. It would be a sponge. Yeah, every time it gets out of the water, you gotta wring it out. That's a thought. Hey, good sir, how do I get those bigger slot bags of yours? Exclamation bags in the chat, and I've got a video guide on lots of ways to get larger bags. As a reminder, getting 32 slots for every bag is very expensive, but getting almost there is not that expensive. Like getting all 20 slots, not that bad. Upgrading them all to 24, not that much worse. Upgrading them all to 28, slightly more expensive than before. Upgrading all those to 32, that one's a kick in the pants. But the process does give you benefits when you're not all the way there yet. I remember when buying a mule was cheaper than a bigger bag. Yeah, you can... So that tactic is basically, for those who don't know, it's like buying another character slot and then using that character as storage. But the downside is when you want to access it, you have to log over to that character every time. Which can be tiresome, right? And it takes time. But it's an option, sure. $32 slot is much more gold than new slot. That is true, but there's a limit to new slots. Like, if you look, I don't have the buy more slots button. Like, that's gone. Like, there's a max of how many new slots you can get. So, when you get that max, you don't have that choice anymore. Do you still have to do the puzzle in Path of Fire to get the recipes for bigger bags? I don't even know what you're talking about. There are recipes for bigger bags from armor smithing and leatherworking and tailoring. They're all functionally the same. Then there's also, like in Icebrood Saga, there's a recipe you can get for a thing called Reinforced Boreal Trunk. That's this green 32 slot bag. That's most of these. The trunks are the cheapest one to mass produce. And I said that very carefully, so don't mishear it. There are other bags that are cheaper that you can only make one time, such as the Reinforced Olmecon Bandolier from Sandswept Isles. It's basically, you get one for almost free just for doing an achievement, but then making more of them is stupidly expensive, so you just make one. But if you're mass producing them, the Boreal Trunk is the cheapest one to mass produce. That doesn't make it cheap, I just said the cheapest. What about World v World bags now? What is the cost on those? What are they called? Give me the name of the bag. I'll take a look at it. Mike, what's the worst item to spend gems on? Revive orbs. I guess. Siege Master's supply bag. Siege Master's Satchel is a 20 slot bag. Pillager's Pack is 24. Maybe you mean Pillager's Pack? Okay, hold on. I think I found what you're talking about. So I found a merchant. So there's Pillager's Pack is 20 Grandmaster Marks. Hold on a sec. Let me just open this. This is stupid. 1 Supreme Rune, 2 Emblems of the Avenger, and 1 Pillager's Pack. Okay. So there's like a 20 slot bag that's 7 gold and 350 currency. Then you combine that bag with the Supreme Rune of Holding, 2 emblems from gameplay, and 20 Grandmaster Mark shards. And that gets you a 24. Then you combine the 24 with 2 boxes of Grandmaster Marks, 3 Supreme Runes, and 20 tickets. Or from... Okay, so there's recipes for that. Alright. Got it. Okay, so making a 32. Hold on. A 32 requires 1 Pillager's Pack. And that's this one. And that one requires 1 of those. And that one requires 1 of those. Okay. So in total, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you're looking at 12 Supreme Runes. Now, the Supreme Runes is the main problem here. And I'll show you why. A Supreme Rune of Holding is the most expensive component of any 32 slot bag. Currently, they are 14 gold each. So, this thing takes 12 of them, okay? So, 12 times 14. So that's 168 gold minimum for the runes from the Worldview World one. Okay. So, let's do Gears to Wiki Reinforced Boreal Trunk. Alright. So, Reinforced Boreal Trunk takes 8 runes, and it takes a Hardened Boreal Barrel, which is the 28 slot. And that's 3 more runes, so that's up to 11. And that takes a Duffel. And that's 12. And these don't take them. You know what? I've learned something today. That's interesting. So, they're tied. The Reinforced Boreal Trunk and the Worldview World and PvP bags both take 12 of the Supreme Runes. So the biggest pain in the butt ingredient is tied for those. However, if we go... I don't remember the exact numbers, but I know if you just make a 32 slot bag with like tailoring, you know, like a basic trade skill, it's more than 12. It's like 14 Supreme Runes or something, so it's way more expensive because it takes more runes. So I guess the question then would be, based on each individual, like, what would they find easier? Because what are the other ingredients here? Emblems of the Avenger you get from just playing Worldview World. The tokens you get from playing Worldview World. The 20 Grandmaster Marks you can get very slowly, I think, from like reward tracks or something in there. Or you can craft the Grandmaster Marks. Whereas the Boreal stuff, the other ingredients is Eternal Ice Shards and Eotrite. You can literally park alts at treasure chests, log into those alts, open the chest, and log out, and it takes like 10 seconds a day. And over time, you could get full, you could get thousands of both of those. So I would say, you know, if you don't mind alt parking, the Boreal ones would be easier. If you love Worldview World, then this might seem easier to you. But yeah, that's the first time I've really looked in depth at the Worldview World bags. I'm glad you pointed that out. Okay. Closing all these tabs. Let's see, where were we? Mark also drops from pips. Okay. Too many currencies? Well, I mean, if you're just focused on Worldview World, there's only a couple of currencies. But it's good that it's an option. People can get a lot of Superior Rune of Holding and Soto Convergences. Yeah, so for a very long time in the game, the only way to get Superior Runes of Holding is if you were doing the ecto-gambling thing, and one of the rewards you could get was Superior Runes. And so people that got them while gambling, that didn't want them, would throw them on the TP. But the amount of them, like, coming into the game's economy was not good. So, as kind of a stopgap measure, they added them to the drop table for convergences. So if you're doing convergences, you just sometimes would just get like 3 or 4 Supreme Runes as a loot, which is huge, because at 14 gold each, you know, that's like 45 to 60 gold. So it was always very exciting if you got some. Yeah, so right now those are the 2 ways to get them. I think the drop rate is still rather low. Yeah, but the point is that with all the people in the game that do convergences, there are now more of the runes coming into the game's economy than there were before. By the way, as a reminder, I've just been identifying and salvaging blue and green items. All of the yellow and orange items you see on the screen were not from IDing yellow things. So this is why we identify before we salvage. Like, this is a visual representation of why you don't just break them while they're un-ID'd. You miss out on all of that. Bag cleaning simulator? Yeah. I mean, the viewer count's going up. I think this is ASMR for some of you. Or something. I don't know. Now what do you do with the yellows? What do we do with the yellows? We go to the trading post, and we see if we sort our bag from high to low to see if there's any yellows worth a lot of money. And not really. After checking that, we salvage all the yellows with a good salvage kit. So, do that. There you go. And there's some oranges. We got 3 oranges in there. But yeah, you once again, you go to the TP, you go to trading post, you go to sell, sort high to low. This is everything in your bags. Anything that's worth a lot of money, go ahead and take care of that first. There's something that's a gold 60. That's less than an acta. No, that's more than an acta, okay. And I'll get rid of that. And then we got charms. You know, charms are awesome. Like, look, I've gotten 2.5 gold in charms while salvaging blue and green items so far. Now, I usually just deposit those until they, you know, anything that's like a mat storage thing, I just deposit it until it's overflowing. Where'd it go? There it is. If there would be a gem store purchase that could increase your stacking items capability from 250 to 1,000, how much would you pay for it? Well, they have that for the material storage, and I bought that thing like 7 times. Like, if you look, my mat storage goes up to 3,000. So yeah, as far as how much would I pay for it, I don't know, but I would get it. Unless it was just like outrageously expensive. Muck, do you have anything you regret buying in the gem store? One thing. I bought Unbound Gathering Tools, and then I found out Volatile were better, and then I regretted buying Unbound. But I was just uninformed at the time. Just tuning in what's going on. Cleaning bags and answering questions right now. Mug, if you weren't a ranger main, what class would you main? The class I have the second most amount of playtime in is either engineer or necromancer. So I guess one of those two. Where is it? Chat, give me just a second. I got a headache, bro. I'm gonna just pop an Excedrin, and I will be back in just a moment. Sorry. Did she say goodnight? Alright. Okay. And salvage this. I love the idea of people coming into the stream while I was AFK for that minute and seeing just the bag. Be like, oh my god, why? Just tuned in what's going on. Just some good conversation. I'm just doing some bag cleaning. Someone bullied me for having too many unidentified items, so I'm processing them and talking. Hey Muck, any advice on how to find guilds with different node upgrade levels beyond joining them at random? Alright, you're gonna hate this answer. You're going to have to talk. You have to ask them. You'd be like, hey, what level are your nodes? I know. Communication in a multiplayer MMO, like, it's the worst, but you're gonna have to send a message. There is no right-click scan nodes. I hate it, thanks. You're quite welcome. Mug, that was my reaction. Oh my god, why? Unbound may be good in terms to buy backpacks. Oh yeah, no. Unbound has uses. Right? For my use, Unbound was like, I was like, oh, Volatile gives more money per swing than Unbound does. I wish I got Volatile, you know? Like, there's no currency in the game that's, like, worthless, but they each have different uses. And someone said, do I have any regrets in gem store purchases, and that's one of them. Is there a community guild? I have 4 community guilds. Each one has 500 space, so I can have 2,000 moochers in there. Exclamation guild. Hi. Hi, Banjam. How you doing? Is Runecrafter better for salvaging yellow and orange? If you have all the salvage kits, the copper fed is best for blues. Runecrafter is green, silver fed is yellow and orange. If you don't have all the salvage kits, you could use Runecrafters on yellow and orange, unless you've got like a Mystic salvage kit or something. Exclamation mooch, yeah. So when tomorrow I finish Vision, thank you for your guide. Oh, you're very welcome. I'm glad to hear it's still helping folks. God, Vision. Vision and Aurora, I really tried to figure out, because like there's so many steps on Vision and Aurora that it'll be like, go do these 32 achievements, or do this PvP reward track one time. And it's like, what? So there was a bunch of like weird shortcuts that I found while doing it. That took a lot of research. What's that command? Exclamation volatile. Wait, what blue? How do I make gold with volatile gathering? Oh, I don't think there's a command for that one. I can pull up the video link. Hang on. That one doesn't usually get asked. All right, so I've got a video where I turned 1 million volatile magic into gold. So the video is not really meant to be a guide, but at the same time it is. So here is a link to that. If you're trying to figure out how to turn volatile into gold, that video shows how I did it. Hopefully that helps. Hey Muck and Muckers, happy to hear your voice strong again. Hey Growler, yeah, it's like, I'd say it's back to like 95%. There's still like twinges, but it's a lot better than it was. Thank you. How much was it? So in the end, okay, so during that video, I believe I had 1 million volatile magic, and I combined it with 2,000 gold, and it gave me 4,000 gold worth of materials, which I could then do whatever I wanted with. I just sold them. So essentially, the net gain was I turned 1 million volatile into 2,000 gold in that video. Because I went down 2,000 gold, then up 4,000. And you don't need 2,000 gold to do that transaction. You could just do like, you know, turn 1 gold into 2, then 2 gold into 4, and then 4 gold into 8. You know, like you don't need that much. But that was what we did. Thanks, Moss. Thanks, Monk. Sure. In before Muck crashes the material magic with the 1 million. No, it did. A lot of people joked about that, but I would say like when I sold the 4,000 gold worth of materials on the TP, it did do a small dent in the economy for like a day. Like I shifted the price of like blood and bones and fangs and all that stuff by like 5% of what it was. and then over the next day or two, it went back to what it was. Like, it's even a player with as much resources as I have cannot just like change the economy with a wave of my hand. It's not like that. Now, Guild MM maybe, but he's at gold cap, which is like 250,000 gold. I got 6,000 gold. There's a big difference between me and him. Muck, no Craftlock Season 2. Dude, I'm still working on Season 1. Season 1 is going to be 10 episodes. And we just got, what was it, Episode 5 out? It's, I had a lot of stuff in Noxxi's queue. Like, did any of you see the videos I did with Nagura? Those were sponsored. And they, they paid us for our time, so those went to the front of the line. So that put a pause on everything that I had in Noxxi's queue, which was the guide to the legendary staff and spear, like a couple of episodes of Craftlock, there's like some shorts in there, is it worth it video for a game I wanted to do a review on that I was just passionate about. That one's coming out very soon. So there was a whole bunch of stuff that was pushed back by like a week or two because of the sponsored stuff that we did. Why do I hear Nazi's Q? That's a personal problem. Noxxi, Noxxi, Noxxi is the internet name for our editor. Nazi? What the fuck? No. God, imagine. Yeah. Oh, who edits your videos? They're so good. Oh, Nazi? I'm sorry, what? No. Question. Are all the mats from the TP bought by players, or does ANET just buy and remove them from the TP? No, they go there. Okay. Let me try to give you an example here. All right. Here's some elder wood logs. I'm going to say sell elder wood logs. Okay? If you look here, I could hit sell instantly. These are people who put them up at 15 copper each. There's currently 1.8 million elderwood logs here that I could buy at this price. All right, I could just hit sell instantly and they'll do there. However, if I go over here...
Sakai raided my stream with 66 viewers.
Hi, Sakai. Thank you so much. Thank you. If you go over here, you hit sell, there's 586 at this price. So, you're matching that. Or, I could, like, change the price and stuff like that. So, no, they don't just magically disappear. A really funny example of this, hold on, Lucent modes. Let's see. Yeah, 35,000 ordered at this. Like, there's some items in here that there's just millions of on the TP. But yeah, they are actual transactions. ArenaNet doesn't just magic them away. Inventory cleaning time? Yes, like, people were bullying me. I had a whole section of my bank filled with unidentified gear. And people were like, yeah, why don't you get rid of that? And I'm like, fine. And so we're processing all of it right now. So I'm IDing and salvaging and talking. Over and over and over and over. That's a lot of crafting mats. That's a lot of crafting mats so far. Delicious salvage, yes. Hello, Muck. Hey, Lord Heisen, what's up? Chat, I shared it on socials, but I had a funny exchange with someone right here under one of my videos. And he wrote, awesome, I finally got the teleportation scroll. I've been needing it for alts for a while. Hey, you're that guy from Heisen's videos, Lamau. Awesome stuff. And I wrote, we're starting to hit a generation of Guild Wars 2 gamers that just know me as the moaning guy from Lord Heisen's videos. I have mixed feelings. And then Heisen was like, oh! And I was like, oh my god. That's it. That's my legacy. 100 guides for Guild Wars 2? No. He's just the guy that
the
went,
Windshark gifted a tier 1 sub to Lord_Hizen. They have given 164 gift subs in the channel.
That's my legacy. I'll look up the moaning guy. He's got a video for that. Thank you, Windshark. Forever be the moan guy. Yeah. Oh, crap! Deposit. Oh, thank God. I still had some space. I actually filled the bag. What the hell? That's illegal. There we go. Your Paragon shout will inspire the army during battle. Oh my God. Would you be inspired if the Paragon leading the charge? Like, you're behind like 100 soldiers, and some guy up near the front, you just hear, oh! Like, was that the enemy? What was that? Alright, let's do that thing again to see yellow and orange prices that we got. Okay. Salvage yellows. Oh man, our math storage is the luck. We're gonna have to process the luck again. Oh my God. Oh, I shouldn't have gotten 2 of these out. What am I thinking? Alright, we're down to the yellows now, chat. The big ticket items. I want a mod that changes the Paragon shouts to Mux moaning. No, you don't. To quote Blizzard, you think you do, but you don't. Let's see. Yeah, close enough. I could min-max a few more gold by salvaging some of those, but I'll just salvage. Look at the ecto. Look at the ectos going up. Would you say Guild Wars 2 is an MMO or a clicker game? Depends how you play it. I mean, you could get rich in the... Now, I can't, but you could get rich in the game just by standing next to the TP and doing spreadsheets all day. Buy low, sell high, and crap like that. I am doing something that I have to do like once every couple of months. And... like, it's not that frequent. But you guys at least give me some good conversation while I do it. What to do with 35 million karma? Save up to 36 million. Let's see. Oh, this one. Do you think Ritualist is getting a big nerf for the next update? It just got some nerfs, and they were needed. Like, it's still very good after the nerfs, to be clear. It just got some. Do I think it's getting more? I don't know. Mark, are there any good gathering specs other than Firebrand and Herald now? Gathering specs? Do you mean, like, specs that easily gives itself quickness so you can gather faster? Or do you mean something else by that question? Quickness outside combat. Gotcha. I would say definitely not Untamed. Untamed has to do ambushes, so it doesn't generate quickness very well. Like, usually if I'm on my ranger and I'm gathering, I'll just throw Quickening Zephyr on the bar for a second and abuse that just to gather faster. I don't know. If anyone in chat wants to chime in on this, the question is, are there any specs that can easily have almost passive quickness to gather easy? Harbinger? Harbinger, if you just go into Shroud, you pulse quickness for quite some time around you. That might be good. Herald? Yeah, they said other than Herald and Firebrand. That was the question. Other than Herald and Firebrand. Dragon Hunter? Dragon Hunter doesn't have quickness at all. I mean, maybe like the ult for 5 seconds. You can't gather in Shroud? Wait, you can't? Oh my gosh. Okay, I didn't know that. That's weird. Oh, hey, look at this. Gold and a half item. That's why we check before we salvage. That is why we do it. Half a gold on this. This is why we do it. Why do we want quickness to gather? Because quickness, quickness affects how fast you gather. So you will gather 50% faster if you have quickness. So if you are gathering a lot, like let's say you're at a field of carrots and you're about to gather 20 times in a row, if you have quickness, that adds up very quickly. Pun not intended. La 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 la. Three more. What amount of salvaging more worthwhile than listing? Under half a gold? Zaf, there is some major math you could do. However, my method is this. If it's worth... Okay, when you salvage a yellow or an orange, what's the best thing you could hope for from it? The answer is often a glob of ectoplasm. So if it's worth more than ecto, I just sell it. If it's worth less than ecto, I salvage it, because if it becomes an ecto, it increases in value. That's the muck method. There are better methods, but this is very easy for me to remember, so that's what I usually do. The muck method? Yes. I'm very open about that. I said that there are better mathier methods, but that's the muck method. The muck method is if it's worth more than an ecto, I sell it. If it's less than an ecto, I salvage and hope to get an ecto, and then it goes up in price. That's the muck method.
Strength in numbers.
Two more. Oh my goodness. Fast farming can show you math? Mm-hmm. Fast farming, yeah, I can get the link. I get this a lot. This is the fast farming website. Lots of wonderful information there. But yeah, what I gave you is just a very quick and dirty way of figuring it out. Bookmarked instantly, thanks. Sure. Luminary is right, in my opinion. Luminary did something that they have failed to do with Guardian for 10 years, which is make me enjoy the blue class. I loved when I tried support Guardian. Or sorry, support Luminary. That was really fun. I don't know that it's like a new favorite for me, but it was extremely fun. Okay, we've got some exotics to take care of now.
Protocol. This is the only proper course.
My salvage kit is talking to me. Alright. This is the last one. Oh my gosh. That guy that bullied me for my bank didn't know he had just planned out the next hour. What's the fastest way to make gold? The secret ingredient is crime. You're gonna need someone's credit card. Hey, you said the fastest, not the most legal. There are... If you want legit ways to make gold, there are countless ones. My method is... You guys know my daily routine. I get most of my money from that. That is just like... a few dozen guaranteed gold for the price of a few minutes of my life each day. And that adds up really fast. But you could just grind PvP and get a lot of money. Like, the chest at the end of the PvP reward track and for ranked gives 20 gold every time you open it. You know, just World v World, events, playing the trading post, raids, strikes, fractals. Fractals especially, that's a really good one. There's a lot of ways to do it.
This is most remarkable.
Holy freaking crap. Alright, how many elusive modes do I have? A lot. Alright, so, I have just salvaged, like, I don't know, 5,000 or 10,000 items. My mat storage is full, and this stuff is overflowing out of it. So, next up, Let's get rid of these moats. Is there a reason you haven't consumed the luck items? Yes. The reason is that I'm at max luck because I've played this game so much. So eating the luck does nothing now. So I have to use it. Oh, I mean, one, if I eat it, it just destroys it and nothing happens. But I use it for other things now. Gonna be there a while. It's not too bad. What else can they be used for? There are merchants that accept luck as if it was a currency, like money. So you can convert luck into gold using those merchants and a few other things in the game. Now, if you are a newer player, I typically recommend people save a stack of exotic luck, the orange border one, because there's a few like recipes in the game where you'll need it, and if you already have it, that's easy. If you don't have it, that's a pain. Like save one stack and then just eat all the rest, and you know, just nom 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 nom, because it'll take you years of gameplay to get to max passive luck. Do you think it's better to buy raw motes from the TP or buy bags and salvage for them? I haven't done the math on that, but I mean, you could calculate that without too much trouble. Like, you could be like, okay, I just spent this much on a stack of salvage, and then process all of it, see how many motes you get, and then see if that same amount of money would have bought the same amount of motes. You know, just have to spend a few minutes on it, but I do not know off the top of my head. $500 down, 200 left.
Threat level minimal.
Moments like this, I appreciate the Guild Wars 2 crafting system, where if you craft something, like the same thing, multiple, it gets faster and faster and faster. That's very nice when I have to make 10,000 of something. Okay. Alright, next up. I could process the mithril. I'm not going to. Time is money. I'm valuing my time more than the money. We are just going to sell lots of this. And we're getting half a gold for each of these stacks. Silk. Quarter gold for each of these. Ah, the man. The man is sticking it to me. I'm flooding the TP too quick. Okay. All right, next thing. All right. Okay. So, get all the luck out of there. Wow, we made like 6 or 7 stacks of ectoplasms. That's crazy. Alright, hold on, where's the Necro? Necro's gonna squish all the luck together. A Pokemon TCG McDonald's collaboration is reportedly returning to Happy Meals. Are you doing a paid advertisement for McDonald's? Also, you misspelled available. I feel like everybody knows McDonald's. I don't think they need to go to twitch.tv/mukluk to find out about McDonald's. No, my game exploded. Why? Ah, crap. Well, okay. Look at the bacon for a second. I don't know what's going on. What is Guild Wars doing? What is a McDonald's? They make good fries. They used to have a $1 menu. Now it's the $10 menu. What is going on? Guild Wars game client is not responding. Yeah, I see that. Ronald sends his regards. I mocked McDonald's and Ronald shot my Tyria. Hold on, I'm trying to relaunch the game. Too much TP use? Dude, that would be really funny. If they banned me, of all people, for using the trading post. Bro, what is going on? End task. End task, there we go. Too much salvage Defabont. As the story goes, there has been times where, like, Guild MM got banned, and they were like, you have a suspicious amount of money on your account, and they investigated it, and they're like, he's just selling onions. Apparently that has happened to some of the rich kids, like, multiple times. Alright, what was I doing? I was trying to log on the Necro. Aren't sponsored games kind of ads too? Yeah, but McDonald's didn't pay me to advertise in my chat. They just showed up and they were like, get a Happy Meal! I can't even drink now. I made myself laugh. Alright, hold on. Where's the Artificer Station? Alright. So, here's all the luck. Oh my god. So here's all the little bits of luck that we got from processing all those items. And we can turn them into this type of luck, which takes up way less space. Nothing wrong with the Happy Meal? Bro. They fell off, though. Like, for those of you not as ancient as I am, when I was a kid, Happy Meals had some really cool shit in them. I have Transformers that I still own, that are still intact because they're good quality, that I got in Happy Meals. Like, they had some cool stuff in the Happy Meal toys when I was a kid. Now, McDonald's is just like a depressed middle-aged guy. Transforming Burger was awesome. Yeah, I have the Transforming Burger, the Transforming Hotcakes box, and the Transforming, what was the other one I have? Oh, it's like a milkshake. Hold on. McDonald's Transformer toys. Let me see if it comes up. Oh my god, I found it. Here we go. Oh, the ice cream guy. I have the ice cream one too. So these were Happy Meal toys at one point. Okay, what do I have? I have got the transforming ice cream. That's the milkshake guy. I've got this burger. The hotcakes pterodactyl. I got that one. The others, I don't have any of the others. But yeah, these are the fuck was it? These were like the Happy Meal toys when I was a kid. Now it's just like little cardboard cutouts of characters and stuff. What did I come back to? Reminiscing. Oh, here's a grainy photo of them transformed. Yeah, when my kid would, the last time, it's been years because he's 14 now, he's too old for that. But when he would get Happy Meals, his toys were always like these little like cardboard POS. Like these things that would fall apart in like a day. No, Mike, don't talk about McDonald's, that's what they wanted. Alright, I'll say bad things about McDonald's. I remember when the dollar menu was $1. Why is the dollar menu $10 now? Dude, McDonald's was like good food for its price, but now its price is X5 what it used to be, so now it's just food. So it's like, if I'm gonna pay that much for food, I'm just gonna go to Wendy's, because that's like a step up. Because it used to be, it's like, okay, McDonald's is really cheap, but it's good food for that price. Wendy's is more expensive, but it tastes better. McDonald's made the mistake of raising their price, and they're both the same price, so I've just been going to Wendy's for years. Same for Kinder Surprise eggs. I have a shoebox full of trinkets and now it's just stickers. It's food? Yeah, it's food. Wendy's spicy nuggets are worth. My huge from Wendy's is a double cheeseburger. But they got good nuggets, sure. I just watched a documentary about the dollar menu. According to inflation, the items are still technically $1. This Reddit post with a pic showing the pickle is now thicker than the meat patty at McDonald's. Yeah. Again, I'm not saying McDonald's is bad. Well, their fries are like crack. But I'm not saying that McDonald's is like better food than most other places. The thing is it was like for its price, you know? It was like really cheap. But it's no longer really cheap. So I haven't been there in years. Morning, where do we... Wait, at Muck, morning, where do we can get a cheap Celestial Gear X-Stick? Think he wants exotic gear. You got options. World v World vendor, if you're okay with doing a bit of World v World, is probably the most accessible. There's a few items you can get from the TP really fast. The Ice Golem's Maw Box is 1 gold and gives you a stats selectable helmet. I think you can get Celestial on this for 1 gold. There's also the Shoulder Guards of the Ebon Vanguard. 3 gold gives you an exotic stat selectable shoulder slot. I believe you can get selling on that. And so that's 2 slots covered for 4 gold. And you could just get those from the TP. Verdant Brink, the bladed armor from Verdant Brink meta, yep. Funny thing about Mickey D's outside the US, it's so expensive just the rich kids are able to eat back in the 90s and 2000s, and now it's so expensive only the dumb kids and adults to leave it. That's like Five Guys. I don't know if any of you guys have this, like, because we got people in here from all over the world, right? All right, so there is a burgers and fries place in the U.S. called Five Guys, and Five Guys is crazy expensive. Like they just keep jacking up the price. The food is delicious. It's really good, but they keep making it just more and more and more and more and more. And so now it's like the rare time that like I go there with the family, you know, it's like it's like the 3 of us will go there. We'll split a large fry because they give you like a grocery bag of fries. We'll split a large fry. We'll each get like a burger and a drink, and it's like, you know, $60 or something. It's absolutely insane now. Right? It is good. It's very good, but the price has gotten just outrageous compared to what it used to be. Oh. All right, so hold on, let me hit cancel here. So all of the little bits of luck that we got from all that salvaging chat is going to turn into 695 of the really big pieces of luck. So remember all of that luck that was in my bag? It's going to become 3 inventory slots. It's getting squished down by my artificer. That's what we've been doing to just make it take less space. And a level 0 or level 1 artificer can do this. You can take a character you don't play much, give them artificing, and they can do this for your account. Hydraulic press, yeah. Ask ANET to let us craft legendary luck from exotic luck. You know, just because I like having it, it was like an achievement reward or something. I have a legendary luck there. I don't remember what gave this to me. Some achievement did, and I just didn't want to eat it, so I kept it. Clean the necro bags. Dude, are you just you gonna keep hounding me until I've just been bag cleaning all my characters for the whole stream? No content here, only ASMR. Hey, how's it going? What's up, good news? I'm great. I'm great. We're just chatting with some good people. When I was a teen in 92, 93, it was like 75 cents for a cheeseburger. Like I was saying, like I remember the McDonald's dollar menu. It's like I remember when like fries were $1, burger was $1, drink was $1. Like I remember that. I don't remember like Five Guys ever being $1, if that was in reference to that. Maybe Five Guys wouldn't be so expensive if they weren't paying Five Guys to make one burger. That's stupid. Are bank tabs infinitely expandable? No. There is a limit. I don't know what it is. If anyone in chat knows, you just throw it into the chat. Days of eating for $2 are long gone. I mean, $2 would get you like 5 or 6 of the chicken-flavored Marichan cup noodles. That's a lot of, what is it, MSG though? But technically. All right, let's see. So, all of that salvaging today, chat. We've hydraulic pressed it into this. Nice, neat, orderly, added to the luck pile. There we go. Okay, back to the ranger. Muck, when you hit the ceiling for luck, they become useless, no? We just talked about this. So, I am at the ceiling for eating luck to raise my magic find. However, there's other things you can do with it. There's merchants that will take luck, and you can buy things that you could sell for coins. So you can turn luck into money. Why is the cap 19 and not 20? They'll probably raise it someday. For a while, the max material storage was 2,750, which was odd, and then they raised it to 3,000 recently. Okay, stacks of leather. 1 gold each. Turn luck into money. People call that gambling. Funny enough, this game has gambling, and it has turned luck into money, but they're separate things in Tyria. Alright, elder wood planks. Hopefully it doesn't kick me out of the game again. So I could turn these logs into planks and stuff like that, but again, I'm choosing my time over that amount of money. So someone else could buy these logs and turn them into planks and sell the planks if they want to. I just, for the very small amount of price increase I might get from doing that, I'm just choosing to keep my time. Let's see you ecto gamble all their ecto away. Oh man. I'm not sure if Charmon would like to watch that or not. Because that would mean gambling away the ectos that I might give away for giveaways in the future. But he might see me in pain. Charmon is not here. I like how it says Charmon says I will leave right next to Windshark saying Charmon's not here. He's like muffling him. He's like he's not here. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Man. You could use them to buy homestead wood? I could, yeah. I don't have any use for that right now. Sometimes I still hear his voice. You can unlock the Leggy Gamble gizmo, but I don't need it. The Leggy Gamble gizmo lets you summon a merchant. I already have the Personal Merchant Express. I truly, like, also, I'm halfway to unlocking that, but I truly just don't need it. Alright, so... If Charmon were here, that's what they'd want us to do. You can make a guide for it. I already have 2 videos of me gambling all my money away and saying I'm never doing this again. Do you typically refine these before selling on the TP? I don't. Like, again, I tell other people they can. I'm just choosing my time over that amount of money. So usually any mats, when they start overflowing out of my mat storage, I have, at that point I'm like, okay, I've got 3,000 of this and I'll just like sell half. Is Orc Basin a good money route? The Octovine? Yeah, the Octovine, what is it? You open like 35 treasure chests or something after you beat Octovine? Yeah, that's quite a bit of coin for 1 meta. It's pretty good. The silk scraps won't sell. At this price, there's only 7,000 in queue to sell. At that price, there's 138,000. So yeah, these will sell. It won't be like right now. Also, I've already got 20. Look at my delivery box. People are buying my stuff right now. I've gotten 31 gold so far. Like, yeah, their stuff sells. All right, lucent modes or lucent crystal. Let's get like 1,000 of this out. Dude, this is 30 gold a stack. Holy crap. And there's only 300 in the queue to sell at this price, so this will sell. Everybody already has their legendary relic, right? Oh my goodness. Ah. Right, yeah, right. Why is Mimuk still Santa? I figured until January 1st we could take advantage of his little costume outfit thing. Leave him like that for a bit. Speaking of Mimuk, someone redeem this. There we go. I guess it's not coffee, it's hot chocolate right now. Okay. Oh my god, look at the bags. They're almost clean. Alright, what is this? Rabid Orichalcum inscription. Ooh, 1 silver. That's truffle steak dinner. Gold from truffle steak. Okay, hey, look at that. All right. It only took like 2 hours, but I processed like 10,000 unidentified items or some crap, and all of that's cleaned up. That's pretty good. And also, all of those ectos. I'm pretty sure we created most, if not all of these, during that session. And that's like, they're like 50 gold each. That's like 250 gold in ectos. Pretty good. Pretty good, pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. Bobble bubbles are overflowing. Let's go to Lion's Arch and get rid of those. That might be the cleanest inventory I've ever seen from players. It was pretty bad a minute ago. But yeah, if I just scroll down, it looks great. Oh, shoot. Remember when 250 Ecto was 100 gold? Yeah, price has gone up and down a lot. I'd say over the last few years, the prices of things have changed more dramatically than like the 10 years before that. And I think the leading cause is the Wizard Vault. The Wizard Vault just... Like, Dawn and Dusk were both like hundreds of gold for a decade. And then the Wizard Vault came out, and then suddenly they just tanked because of the legendary starter kits. You.
There you go.
That. Okay, that cleared up 2 spots in my inventory. Mike, which elite spec is your all-time favorite? There's quite a few I've enjoyed. I'd say the one I have played the most is Druid. But there was like a year where Scrapper was my main. There was like a year where Mechanist was my main. Scourge got a lot of time out of. Untamed in open world. I love the Untamed build I play in open world. I've done videos on that. A lot of people have told me they've picked it up because they liked what I was showing. But I think if you're saying just pick one, probably Druid. I think I've got the most time on that one. I have a coat token. Secrets of the Wield, Starlit Wheel. I don't know if I already have this or not. I guess I can go check. Maybe this one? I dropped my first precursor after 10 years 2 months ago. Leaf of Kudzu, 24 gold. Yeah. Yep. First precursor I ever got was one day... There's a Mystic Forge recipe where you put in... What is it? It's like 4 exotic things and you get back a random one. And I was doing... I bought... I wanted to see if I could get anything good. And I bought like 100 really cheap exotics on the TP. And I did that Mystic Forge thing over and over and over and over. And I got an Energizer, which was... It's the precursor to the Moot, the mace that looks like a disco ball. And so the Energizer from the Forge was the first time I ever got a precursor, if you can even say that it really dropped there. And that was, it was like 20 gold or something at the time. Okay. Where is... Oh, purple right there. Okay, so right... Where's the... Okay, there's the coat token. Skin unlocked. Okay, so I already have that. Are they... Is it separate for each one? Skin unlocked. Skin unlocked. Okay, so I already have this. So I can sell it for 3 gold, though. That's cool. Cask strength eggnogs. Okay. A few extra of this. What I'm trying to remember what it is. I think there's a legendary. It might be the confetti gun. Is it Quip? That requires like 250 unidentified die. It might be something else. But there was something that required that. So just in case, I've kept 250 unidentified die in my bank forever. Just in case. And then I always like sell the others. Because, you know, I might need it someday. I don't know. Monk's still waiting for a new recipe to be added that lets us add gold ore to truffle steak to make gold encrusted truffle steak. Insert posh laughter here. I think it was from... I don't even think I watched the video, but I remember being recommended it. There was a video where Mr. Beast tried, like, the world's most expensive pizza, and it had, like, gold flecks or something on it. And that was the day I learned that the human body can eat gold. But it apparently just goes right through you, and then you poop it out. So, which makes me wonder, like, how delicious is gold? Or I'm guessing it's just, like, being, you know, pompous. I can't imagine it's that good. I feel like people would be, like, licking their wedding rings more or something if they're, like, snacking. Oh, I've got... Let's see. Let's move these into the bank. Hey, what's up?
According to Google, it says edible gold doesn't have any taste and it's used mainly as a prop.
So it's just rich people showing off.
Yeah.
Boy has spoken. It's not. It's just 100% a flex. It's just gold foil, presumably no taste. You can get heavy metal poisoning from gold. On the subject of learning weird stuff from shows, I'm pretty sure I learned about metal poisoning from the episode of Family Guy where he's trying to set the world record for eating the most nickels, and he eats so many nickels he gives himself nickel poisoning and blinds himself. And like every time he walks, he's like jingling and stuff like that. And then, like, at the end of the episode, he accidentally, like, runs over a homeless guy or something, and then they transplant the homeless guy's eyes to fix Peter back to normal by the end of the episode so that he's just, like, they don't have to talk about it in the next one. Like, I'll just take his eyes, it's fine. I always love the steak served on hot stone for double the price. Mirror's very OP, and, oh, yeah. The mirror farms in the 2 new zones, they inject basically a lot of unidentified items, which translates to, like, ectoplasms and stuff into the game economy. So the value of those items became a little bit cheaper because they're easier to obtain currently. What's your favorite legendary weapon in the entire game? In terms of graphics, Binding of Ippos is my favorite, which is a shame because not many classes can use it. Can I show? Hold on. This is where it's. The preview window doesn't show what I want to show. Just a minute. I think my Tempest has it equipped. Gold has almost no bio availability, so you have to eat a lot of gold to get metal poisoning or gold salts. Alright, hang on. Okay, for the noobs, this is my favorite legendary, just in terms of graphics. So, see this book on my hip? When I enter combat, it floats in front of me. And there's an eye on it. There's a demon bound in the book. Okay? The pages... Oh, hang on. The pages do have writing on it that moves around. Okay? The book is always flying in front of you. And if you have any... I don't know my LA that well. If you shoot projectiles, they look like that eye. They look like an eyeball. Also, while it's unsheathed, your left arm becomes the demon's arm. So you can see my left arm is all messed up there. So, it is a focus type weapon. So only Guardian, Ellie, Necro, and Mesmer can use focus. No class has ever been given focus with an elite spec. So only people that had focus originally can use this. That's my favorite. One funny thing about it, let's say I'm on Tempest, right? When you do overload water on Tempest, your weapon floats around you. Because part of this thing is the arm, it rips your arm off. Observe. There it is. And then it reattaches. It's just something funny with this thing. Yeah, the bubble, your weapons float around the bubble and then come back to you, but with this one your arm pops off. Additionally, you guys know Orax, the legendary backpack? So the whole thing with Orax, give me just a second here. Okay, it's this. Orax is like a demon thing. And you basically, like, when you craft the legendary backpack, it involves like 1 million food items. You're not crafting it, you're making a deal with the devil. And the devil is hungry and he wants nuggies. So you're making him like thousands of food trays. And he's like, all right, I'll be your glider and I'll hang out with you. Okay? When you get Orax, if you have Ippos, he actually comments on it. He'll be like, oh yeah, one of my friends went to the mortal world a long time ago, named Ippos. I'm wondering how he's doing. And you have an option that's like, I have it on good authority that he's doing all right. Like, yeah, he's in my backpack, pal. So they actually know each other. This is just like a neat little thing. So right now, in terms of like game lore, I've got 2 demons bound to this elementalist. That's it. All right. Someone asked what my favorite legi is. It's Binding of Ippos, and I wish Focus was usable on more characters because there's 4 core classes, I believe, that can use Focus, and no one has ever gotten it added. So I can't, because like for example, Druid adds staff to Ranger. Ranger didn't have staff originally. No one's ever been added Focus ever. So I can't use Ippos on, like I just want an excuse to use Ippos on more characters because I like the graphic. Mesmer can use it as well. Yeah, I said 4. So the 3 light armors. So Mesmer, Ellie, Necro, and Guardian. Pretty sure that's it. No Warrior, no Revenant, and none of the mediums. What do you think is the best created elite spec and why? Define best. Like best story-wise, like the writing? Or best like how it feels to play it? Or something else entirely? For example, I really enjoyed playing Support Luminary. In terms of writing, it felt very phoned in. The humans and the Char got together and made a floating lamp and it somehow powers them, but we're not going to talk about it? Like, that felt like they just spent 5 minutes on the lore and didn't really speak much on it beyond that. But it feels very fun to play. Best design? Best design. Dude, okay, strongest, Firebrand's really up there. Like, with just, like, okay, with the Firebrand specialization here, with 0 traits chosen, you have 3 additional weapons. Your 3 tomes. In those tomes, there is stability spam, there is cleansing conditions, there is resistance, there is projectile block, there is projectile reflect, there is damage, there is healing. It doesn't matter if the Firebrand is DPS, healing, quick DPS, something in between, whatever. He's got all of that utility without having chosen the build. Like, I do not honestly think any other elite spec in the game offers something as powerful as what Firebrand offers. Like, for example, like, I'm on my Druid. What does my Druid get? I get this thing right here, like Astral Power fills up, and then I can go into this form for 10 seconds, which has a cleanse, a heal/daze, healing, and this thing is like immobilize. And that's it. Like, that is way less than what the tomes give. And I can only go back into this form when I get more Druid Fluid. I have to, like, the cooldown's done, but I don't have enough fluid. So it's got double, like, 2 cooldowns that have to be synced up. So, thematically, I love the Druid. But in terms of, like, how it feels to play, or, like, how powerful is it, Firebrand's got a lot more. The Druid Fluid, yes. Not to be confused with Ellie Jelly that Catalyst uses. How many Rangers Charter do you have? Charter? I kind of want Kange race from Salvary to Char, but Dos Ent have the will to collect all the pets all over again. I think I follow you. If you make a new character, you will have to collect the pets again. Like, there's no getting around that. I would say once you've done it one time, it's not that bad the second time. Like, if I make a new ranger, go to Lion's Arch, I can immediately get, like, 4 pets in Lion's Arch. Right? It's not that bad. But, yes, you would have to do it. You said how many rangers do you have? Only one that I play. I've got a few others that are just alt-part characters, but I'm not playing them regularly.
Muck exemplifies the fluid druid with the druid fluid.
Thanks, Mr. Madiman. Question, I'm just going to start today. Do you think this is good to start now? Absolutely. Osito, they recently revealed that their player count is at an all-time high, which is insane for a game that's like 13 years old. Like, this game has a very active and loyal player base. Like, after Path of Fire, we thought they were done adding stuff to this game, and it was still breaking its own records because so many of us just enjoyed this game so much, we kept playing it for like 5 years. Then they're like, oh shoot, people are still playing our game, we'll make more expansions. And then End of Dragons came out. Where did they announce that? So they didn't reveal the exact numbers. They're often very close to the chest with that. But they did say in a news post or something recently that they had surpassed their old max, which previously the old max was, I think, when the Steam launch happened. Also, something to point out that I always point out for new players. If you're the type of person that goes to Steam to look at how many players are playing Guild Wars 2 on Steam to use the metrics, that's fine, but please keep in mind, like 5% of the player base, if that, is using Steam. Guild Wars 2 has a standalone client, and then there's the Steam, and then there's Epic. Steam and Epic have been available to use to log into Guild Wars 2 for just a short time. The standalone client's been out 13 years. So like 95 to 99% of the player base is using the standalone client. So if you're like, oh, I'm looking at Steam and there's only 10,000 players. No, there's only 10,000 players logging in with Steam. The rest are using the standalone client, which is the majority. So it's always good to remember that. Did you know that ArenaNet showed Guild Wars 2 as a promotional commercial Game Awards? Yeah, we watched the commercial, and I actually critiqued it a little bit. I think they did a pretty good job. I've given my opinion on some of their commercials before. Like, I love this game, right? Because I love this game, I'm critical of it. Like, I'll be like, oh, I wish they'd fix this, I wish they'd fix this. But at the same time, I've spent 10,000 hours in it, right? And I think that commercial, while not perfect, it was one of their better ones. They showed action in it. Like, in my opinion, the target audience for someone, if you're trying to get someone to play your MMO, show action. Don't show someone standing at a crafting station crafting 10,000 bandages or something, you know? Show fighting, show combat, show some kind of action thing. Yes, there is people that enjoy just building a homestead. Yes, there's people that enjoy just playing the trading post. But I think if you want to sell your game, show the high octane moments. And I think they did a pretty good job with that with the Game Awards commercial. Give me a sec, my voice is going out again. For anyone who wasn't here the last few weeks, I lost my voice completely like a week or two ago, and it's just coming back, and it's like my throat or vocal cords is like really messed up, so it's like there's a time limit on them. Firebrand does indeed have the largest utility kit baseline, but there are now a few specs that beat it out for roles that used to dominate. For example, Healer Firebrand used to be a required spec for every party in large-scale World v. World, and Fractal, and Raid. Now Chrono has become the primary sport because it has unique utility like ports. Firebrand used to be required in Fractals, now it's just another option. Yes. Yeah, but it's important to note, they never nerfed Guardian or Firebrand when it was God tier. They just very slowly over 5 years buffed other people up to be acceptable alternatives. Dude, as a ranger, one of the things that pissed me off the most. Do you guys remember the time period when they said all elite specs should have a trade-off? That was a balancing thing that they believed in for a time. So if you were a druid, you had spent less time with your pet training it. So your pet has minus 20% to all stats. If you were soul beast, you couldn't pet swap at all, right? Like they were giving a trade-off, like something negative to every elite spec. And they were going through all of them. And when it was finally time, after years, to give Guardian their trade-off, they were like, you know what? We've changed our balancing decision-making. We're no longer going to do the trade-off thing. And they took the trade-off away from the people they had given it to over like 5 years. So for years, each class was getting a negative thing added to it. And they finally got to Guardian. And they're like, you know what? Never mind. And then they took the negative things back. And I'm not bitter about it at all. IMO, if you're not into something, just leave it for a time. I work on something to leave it, you get bored, you come back to it. Yeah, you can put down a project and come back to it. Balance philosophy changed fast. To be fair, over the 10 plus years of ArenaNet balancing Guild Wars 2, they've changed leadership multiple times, right? So it's completely normal for, like, you know, one person, like a new developer, what is it called? Like head dev or whatever, to believe in a different thing, or, you know, they could just change their mind. That is totally something that can happen. That's why I was Guardian main 10 years. The favorite child. Poor Untamed taking Beast Mastery. Oh my gosh. You're talking about the Soul Beast thing. Which character is good to start with? Oh, any of them. True. So, Osito, there will be some people that will tell you don't start with Ellie. And it is true that Ellie has more buttons than everyone else, so it's more complex. But if you really just want to shoot fireballs out of your hand and be the avatar, you know, yeah, play it anyway. It'll just take you a little bit longer to pick it up. Not Guild Wars 2 related, but did you see Flute's cousin, Flute Guy, was on the Game Awards show? No, I missed that. Okay. Chat, give me just a second. I'm going to refill my water, because I'm trying to take care of my voice. I'll be back in a minute or two. BRB. Okay, I'm back. There's no rules. There are rules, Darmon, behave. Okay. They're talking about this flute guy. Is this going to be like the epic sax guy? Is this going to be some guy just like letting it rip on a flute or something? Hold on. Flute guy goes hard. Game Awards 2025. Yeah, I don't think I know what this is. Pedro Eustachi goes crazy at the 2025 Game Awards. Okay, hold on a sec. So, I did not watch the whole Game Awards. I just looked at the results. I'm the kind of guy, like, I'm happy to just, like... Because people are like, you gonna watch the Game Awards? I'm like, if I wait till the next day and see what people are complaining about on Twitter, I'll know the results, and it'll only take me a minute. But watching the Game Awards takes hours. This guy with the big hair, I like him. I'm confused. Okay, hold on a sec. Okay. What is the mouthpiece? Alright, so, funny enough, the only instrument I've ever played was the flute for 3 years in middle school. And, okay, this is my keyboard armrest, okay? So, like, usually it's like this, right? But he's almost, like, at the end of it. Like, what is that? It almost looks like a Q-tip. I don't know what that thing is. But what? 2 seconds later, and he's got a pipe from the Blue Man Group. Okay, wow, that was fast. Dude, that thing is changing shape faster than the song is changing. Bro! Is he like every 2 seconds pulling out a new instrument? Dude, what is the rest of y'all doing? Where's all y'all's extra instruments? Dude, you see, he's like wheezing for breath. He's dying. He's putting his heart and soul into it. Hold on, back up. Look at it. He's like, someone send a doctor. I'm gonna need it. Do you have a blade of grass? What are you even holding? Freaking, he just pulls out something the size of a broom. That is crazy. I love it. I love it. I want to hear just him. It's just like, I'm wondering, because like, how much time did he spend like pulling out new instruments? How much time did he spend actually playing? I'm going to destroy my freaking throat again. He pulls out a car muffler. That was funny. Thank you for showing me that. This is the guy when Xenoblade 3 came out, he played both of the flutes in the game. Probably at the same time. He had like 2 flutes. I'm reminded of the first time I saw someone play a double neck guitar. And I was just like, I was just starstruck. I was like, oh my god, that's crazy. There was, oh gosh, what was it called? Was it, I can describe it. Chattanooga, Tennessee. They have a hotel called the Chattanooga Choo-Choo. And the hotel is made out of a retired train. And the train cars are hotel rooms. And they had a restaurant there. And at the restaurant, I guess if you wanted to be a waiter or waitress there, you had to be able to sing. Because the waiters and waitresses would sing on stage when they weren't helping people, and they would like take turns. And the band on stage was, you know, there was a drummer and there was some guitarists, but one of the guitarists had a double neck guitar. And I remember eating there one time, and it was the first time I ever saw a double neck guitar. And I was just like blown away watching the guy like switch back and forth between like the two guitar necks, and it's just really cool. Core memory. He became worldwide famous after the 2024 performance. Everyone was waiting for the 2025 show. That's great. I have an important question. I thought real long on how to phrase this one. Did you and your family have nice holidays? Wishing you all the best and great new year. We did, thank you. I mean, there was kind of a snag. My son on December 20th was his birthday. That night, he had a medical emergency. And the TLDR is we had to rush him. Like, I couldn't help him, and I rushed him to the hospital, and they said it ended up being the right call. It was bad. He had to have emergency surgery. He had his 1 week checkup yesterday, and he is healing well and is expected to make 100% recovery. So we got the best possible outcome out of a horrible situation that we could have. But we were able to, on Christmas, he was able to enjoy his birthday before that happened. On Christmas Day, we were able to go visit family. You know, he can't run around, but he can, you know, just sit on the sofa and chat and stuff like that. So yeah, it was good seeing the folks again, stuff like that. McDonald finished bag cleaning, Goblin fractal boxes to open. I'll save those for another year. Those are messy. What was the issue? It's kind of I mean, it's personal for him. It's his body. And he said, you know, you can tell them that we went to the hospital. But please don't tell them what it is. And I was like, okay. So because of that, I have not been saying what it is. That is intentionally, but it was bad. And they said if I had gotten to the hospital an hour or two later, that permanent damage would have been done to his body. So it was bad, but again, expected to make a full recovery. So Muck, what's easier, Orax or Ad Infinitum? Orax is easy if you got infinite money. Orax, you can throw gold at it and get it done really fast, but the actual requirements, like, you don't have to go like do anything crazy. Ad Infinitum is very cheap, but requires a lot of fractals. So the question is, do you like doing fractals? If you like doing fractals, Ad Infinitum is easy. If for some reason you don't care for fractals, then Orax is basically just farm money, throw money into Orax. Repeat until it's done. I got a question. I'm about to do Tower of Nightmares. Is it best to do it public or private? If you do private, you're alone in there unless you invite people in. Public, you might run into other people in there if other people are doing it. So I would say do it public. Do you know how much it costs? I don't. We haven't gotten the bill from the hospital yet. Like, we have insurance, but it's crappy insurance because, like, you know, most of you, I would imagine, get health insurance through your job. I don't. Bezos doesn't give me health insurance. So we've got, like, the crappy insurance that you can get that's, like, really expensive and doesn't do much for you that you would get if you didn't have a job. We've got that, basically. So I don't know what the damage is going to be, but, you know, we'll deal with that when it happens. Simon's fighting the claw. Most hospitals will work with you. Yeah. We'll see. Ask for an itemized receipt. Yep. I've seen a lot of people doing that in YouTube videos and stuff. Let's see if anyone's fighting the claw. Mati farm train. There's some people here. Move to Denmark, get it free, but with taxes and everything. Oh yeah, there's a running joke in the United States. Like, let's say you break your hip and you need a new hip. It is cheaper to get a plane, go to Spain, get a new hip, live in Spain for a year, break your hip again, replace your hip again, then fly and move back to the United States, than it is to just get the hip in the United States. Now, I haven't done the math on that, but that joke's been around here for a few years.
Force it out of the sky.
The ice is shielding it from our attacks.
It's turtle time.
Some of you on the cannon. The rest, get up that hill. Incoming! Bend the cannons! Don't go after it unequipped.
Would you have some sort of UI mod or something? I have a couple of add-ons to give me some QOL stuff, nothing related to UI. Alright, glyph to res all these people at once. Search and rescue that guy. There we go. Alright, pets resing him. I enjoyed Claw, as someone who enjoys healing people, Claw of Jormag does enough damage around it that people constantly go downstate if they don't have a healer. So, it's a good fight to play support on. You can heal and just buff other people. You're extremely useful. Change this to Stone Spirit. I had Quickening Zephyr on the bar from farming, like, Gathering earlier.
The cannons have been adjusted. This time
Wow, Mug. Wow, Scortho! Big fan! Well, little fan, I guess. Green numbers! Hold on, let's see if I can do this once. Oh! Shout out to Lord Hyson.
watch the legends.
Glyph of the Stars. Look at the green numbers, oh my god. I am doing 13k healing per second right now. That's more than I usually do on Bone Skinner. Just because there's so many people here who are never at full health, so like we're never over capping the heal. I said over, I meant over healing. Misspoke. Search and rescue just to pet res someone. Why are you doing this event? Because I'm having fun. The forbidden F word. 9 out of 10 Redditors hate this word.
Watch the legends.
What's that guy doing over there in Timbuktu? Search and rescue.
Watch the legends.
Alright, and one more glyph to end it, which will res anyone who goes down at the end. 13.3k HPS. Oh my god. That's so crazy. The pulsing damage continues for a few seconds, that's why I kept healing. I love it. Like, you can't say that where the elitists will come out. Yeah, so, I've said this before. You can do pretty much anything in the game and be making money. It's just different amounts of money, right? Like, world bosses give money, strikes give money, fractals, PvP, World v World, whatever. So, like, one thing you often see when I'm just sitting here and I'm talking with you guys a lot is world content. World bosses, metas, stuff like that. Because I could just jump in and out and, you know, just do that and be chatting with you guys at the same time. Is Muck addicted to the green? I don't know. Check my emotes. What do you think? Secrets of the Wheels. Could do that. Could do that. Could do that. I like seeing stuff like this. I just got into the game and I'm still trying to figure out which class will be my main, so map completion grind can begin. Nice. Welcome to Tyria. How dare you have fun? You're supposed to min-max gold per hour and grind, grind, grind. Well, let's see. The first, like, hour or two of today's stream, we processed unidentified gear and salvaged it and threw a ton of stuff on the TP. We have so far made 156 gold from the TP since I did that. And counting. How do I get into crafting? You watch my entire craft locked playlist. It's only 30 hours long. No, I'm just kidding. I'm interested in making Ascended stuff. I don't know where to start. Really, there's so much. So, Revenon, you can craft Ascended stuff via crafting. I don't recommend it. It is the most expensive way in the game to get Ascended gear. For example, if you're trying to get Ascended stuff, you can get some from the Wizard's Vault. You can go here, and there's Ascended armor, and there's Ascended weapons right there. That's probably the easiest way to get some. There's some on the PvP and Strike and World v World merchants. It drops in fractals, stuff like that. But if you want to craft, you can. But it is the most expensive way to obtain it. No plush skimmer. I'm pretty happy with my hover bike thing. Mike, does the plushie Warclaw shoot confetti when it dashes? I don't think so. I don't think so. I know the plushie Skyscale breathes confetti instead of fire. Or kind of both. Mine does? Maybe yours just has gas. Number 1 in queue. I'll wait. I might be able to get into that mount. You doing this meta? I'm trying. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, there we go. How do you make event table do that? Do what? What did I do? That was weeks ago. Let's see some World v World action. Nah, I don't even have any World v World builds set up. I haven't done that in a while. I find World v World, like, I recommend World v World to lots of people. Like, I have corrupted so many WoW players into playing our game by telling them just about World v World. I'm like, hey, you like Alterac Valley? Imagine if it was 10 times larger. And they're like, what? World v World's awesome. I feel like the best times I've ever had in World v World required certain people to be there. Like, if one side is just stomping another, it's so boring. It doesn't matter if you're on the winning or the losing team. It's so boring, to me. But if it's, like, nearly even, and you're, like, pushing back and forth, I'm having the time of my life. But it's a sandbox. You gotta have, like, the right people there for it to truly be enjoyable, I think. What is this? This is one of the new metas. This is a bit of a longer one, but again, it's fun. And it's serious enough that healers and supports are welcomed here, so I get to play my favorite role. Just peel people off of the ground. Oh, funny story for those of you that didn't hear it. I recently got the opportunity to apply for a voice acting role and for characters in a game that's not yet out. And no, it has nothing to do with ArenaNet, but I can't say what the game is. Now, again, it's apply. Like, I did an audition, right? And I tried for different characters, and they were like, we know this is your first time doing this, so, you know, if it sucks, we want to be honest with you. And they're talking to me and other streamers. They're like, we don't want to do the thing where, like, you apply and then we just never call you and you hear nothing. We want you to be able to get practice out of this. You know, in the worst case scenario, you still get like to you know, improve yourself. And I was like, yeah, that sounds awesome. So there was a couple of readings that I did, which they were like, this felt very dry. Like, we need more emotion. This felt like you were just like reading it dryly. And I'm like, oops. There was one, chat. There was one where I was like, okay, this is like a crotchety old man. And I used the voice I used for the get to the point raid guides. It just felt right. You know, like, Mukluk here, and I don't like 20-minute long videos with 5 minutes of information. This is a guide to Cairn. Let's get to the point. Like, I did that voice for the guys reading, and they were like, oh, this is so much better than any of your other... They were like, this is your best one yet. I'm like, oh, thanks. Hey, what's your secret? Oh, I just imagined 5 DPS standing in fire 2 feet to my right. Yeah, that's it. So it was just funny how that worked out. I don't know that I got the role or anything, but my best performance was just imagining being grouped with bad DPS. Can you give a hint of what it's about? Not at the moment. Eventually, I'll tell you guys what it is, even if I don't end up being in it. I can show, like, I look forward to the day that even if I don't end up in it, I can show you guys the characters I applied for and the stupid voices I made for them. Just imagine Ellie's misforming out of your res. Yeah, just imagine hearing that they're balancing Beast Mastery around Soul Beast. Glad bad DPS can motivate you, yeah. How do you channel that anger? Do you think about taxes, traffic? No, I think about being grouped with Flute. Just popping, blood vessel starts beating on my forehead visibly. Wow. Oh, hi, Flute. What's up? Not you, different Flute.
Destroy the big one so we can finish this.
I think about downstate elementalist. I think about a misforming out of my res. Oh boy. Search and rescue that guy. Come on, there we go. you see how it takes a second? I mentioned this before. Search and rescue is extremely reliable in 10-man content or less. But if you're in like an open world meta, the more targets that are around you, it seems to like confuse the pet a bit. Because it's not a spell that you target, it just automatically latches on to the nearest downstate person. But if there's too many targets nearby, it sometimes gets stupid. We're gonna Glyph of the Stars here, because this will get like 4 or 5 people up. Now, Glyph of the Stars is extremely responsive. I can cast it on a pile of 30 people, and every pulse will hit downstates before standing people. It perfectly targets with no delay, even if there's 50 people there. The amount of stability you need for this thing is so tedious. I do not have access to enough stability to handle all of the crap this thing throws at you. This one's done. We're waiting on south now. You can jump with the shotguns? Yeah, you can jump them, you can dodge through them.
Alright, let's regroup in the courtyard and figure out our next steps.
Surely this isn't the end of our surprises for the day.
Thanks for the help with how you unlock Skyscale flying on YouTube. Nice one, man. Oh, you're very welcome, Narzan. I'm glad it's still helping folks. Can you at least read one of the lines that you did? I'd rather not. Like, it's a secret project right now, and I really...
Their equipment has been wrecked.
I really would not want to do anything to jeopardize that. If there's going to be a leak or something, it sure as hell isn't going to be for me. But at some point I will. Even if they don't end up using my voice for anything, I look forward to being able to tell you guys about the experience, because it's been pretty cool. What do you think of the new metas? Pretty cool. I think this meta's a little long. Like, is it just my imagination, chat, or is this one, like, twice the length, the amount of time it takes to do, like, than the Hammerheart one? They're both fun. I think the Hammerheart one has my favorite music in the expansion so far. But this one, I don't know, maybe nerf his health pool a bit, just because it's really, really long.
Why would the Inquest want to summon this?
I have a guess. Seb wants to control it.
Well, I'm certainly opposed to that plan.
Do you think they're going to add the meta to new map Scum? Possibly, yeah. Alright, so here's the laser that the DPS always stand in. So we're charging up our Glyph of the Stars, and now I'm going to do it here, and it's going to just res. Pretty sure that was 12 or 13 revives, but people still stood in it. So manually resing the last few. What's your prediction for Strike Mission? Which creature will it be? I don't know. I mean, let's think about the previous Strike Missions. What was it? There was Ceres, there was Dagda, there was the Canang Overlook one, right? So they were all things from the story. So it could be something from the story we've already done, or it could be a boss fight in the story we haven't yet done that we will do in that content patch. The crab? Could be the giant crab, yeah. Oh. Bunny revive. Seb. Without saying too much about it, you do fight Seb at one point.
Where did it go?
Unclear. We appear to be moving, however.
Stay alert. We're not done yet.
I don't think I've ever noticed the weird blue rock things floating upward.
Just like the ones in the forest. We need to find the real one.
But then again, I usually have my graphics settings turned down here because there's just like so many people. So maybe that's why. Can you say again what you said about Heal Luminary? I really enjoyed it. I thought it was extremely fun to play. And like, I think as far as like I'm someone who really enjoys support, right? Like either DPS plus boons or heal support. And I think Heal Luminary might be my personal favorite way of ever playing Guardian. Alright. Alright, starting a Glyph of the Stars here to spam reses on that spot. And no one important died.
Stay away from the gates.
My favorite member of Destiny's Edge. R.I.P. Snaf. Favorite member of Destiny's Edge? Man, I've never been asked this before. In the book Edge of Destiny, when they formed the group, Kaith was really young. So she was still like really naive and kind of, she was deadly with daggers, but she was very naive and kind of stupid. Ritlock and Logan were constantly fighting. Zoja was more like Snaf's apprentice, and what, you know, she was just kind of doing whatever he asked her to do. She was very much like a sidekick. Snaf was really intelligent, and he was very focused on the task at hand, and Air was very focused on the task at hand. So, in terms of, like, being locked in and getting crap done, probably Air or Snaf. And just because, you know, I like the Asura and their golems and stuff like that, maybe Snaf.
An anonymous user gifted a tier 1 sub to Ibs Fairy.
To Ibs Fairy? Thank you, anonymous gifter. Wait, Ibs? IBS? Like, irritable bowel syndrome fairy? That's kind of weird. Not Garm. You're right, I overlooked Garm. How foolish of me. Alright, Glyph again. Dude, I really love doing this fight on Druid and being able to Glyph of the Stars every single time the silly people get blundered.
Stay away from the gates.
I detect more Inquest forces arriving below. Perhaps they intend to assist us?
I wouldn't count on it. Best we dispatch them before they can implement their plan.
This guy just thunk, just splat. What's your top 5 metas in Guild Wars 2? I like Octovine. My brain makes the happy chemicals when I am opening up 30 treasure chests. So Octovine is always fun for that reason. I'm thinking. I mean, Hammerheart has been really enjoyable lately. Really good music there. Dragonstorm is quite fun. I mean, like, I hate the writing there, but in terms of, like, actual gameplay, Dragonstorm is quite fun. Although, not technically a meta. I think it closely fits the bill. Dragon's End, with a group that is coordinated, is quite fun. But very often, the group is not coordinated, so that leads to some frustrations. But if you're in a good group, it's a really fun one. Hey, welcome home. It better be. Thank you. Go up the... Oh, there we go. What's your top 5 uses of butter? Toast. Butter toast.
You've destroyed my work. You've knocked over a single test tube. This changes nothing.
Thank you, Muk, for inspiration. I watched your whole VC Total War series. Ended up playing Total War Warhammer 3 and a couple DLCs off Winter Sale. Loving that game. Oh, dude, I really enjoy that. I think second only to Guild Wars 2. That is my most played game this year. That is one of those games that my community pushed me to try, and now I've got 1,000 hours in it, and I was just like shocked with how much I've enjoyed it. Glyph. Because like I do have I do love like RTS type games, like StarCraft, Command and Conquer, stuff like that. I'm not stellar at them, but I enjoy them. And that game is like a mix of RTS when you're in combat, but then out of combat, it's turn-based, more like Heroes of Might and Magic. But whatever we're calling it, I do really like it. He's pushing me, chat. He's pushing. Maybe even puling. Always love the medieval Total Wars. This is much deeper with Lords, Heroes, and items. Yeah, the only other Total War I've tried is I did a sponsored stream once for Total War Troy. And it was fine. Like, I didn't hate it, but I didn't like it more than the other games I was playing at that time. So after the sponsored stream, I didn't go back to it. But I love fantasy stuff, magic and monsters and undead and demons and stuff like that. And Total War Warhammer 3 is that. Like, you can have, like, the rats are trying to take over the equivalent of Europe, and then there's also, like, undead going down into Africa, and, North America is fighting off a demon invasion, and then there's the French are there for some reason, and they're also horrifying. And it's just so off the wall. It's, like, very, very enjoyable. The French? I'm not joking. That's a playable race. You can play Bretonia, which is modeled after the French. It's like they've got the like what is it? Like the Lady in the Lake. Oh gosh. What's her name? The warrior woman.
Perhaps I could adapt this technique to my own systems.
Joan of Arc. They've got a character that's like modeled after Joan of Arc. Réponse, yeah. Réponse. Yeah, their faction is mostly about cavalry. They have just like lots of different ways of put dude on horse and send it that way. They have just lots of different ways of doing that. Yeah, I actually, over the last week in my own time, there is one faction in that game called the Demons of Chaos. And there's 4 different chaos gods. Nurgle, Khorne. If you haven't played Warhammer, but you might have heard the phrase blood for the blood god, skulls for the skull throne, that's Khorne. Khorne, Nurgle, Slaanesh, and Tzeentch. Those are the 4, like, evil gods. So their faction, if you play them, there is both demons and men and women that were corrupted by that god. So they're like, you know, just people. But if you play, there's one faction called the Demons of Chaos, which can use the demon of any of the 4 gods, but no people. It's just the demons. And it's largely hailed as the worst faction in the game, and there's a lot of reasons for that. And for some stupid reason, I was like, I am going to beat the game with the Demons of Chaos, the worst faction, because I'm a gamer. Chad, I don't recommend it. That was a horrible experience. I finished it last night. I was like, I'm never playing this guy again. Like, he needs an update. It's like playing Weaver. It's like, why did I do this to myself? Like, everyone else is so much better than this. Why did I do this to myself? Surge, thank you for the Prime. Appreciate that. Welcome. Oh man, my wife brought me lunch, and it smells so good. I want to finish this boss just so I can eat. Shove your face into the plate. My face will come up with burns and tomato sauce all over it. It's baked ziti with sausage. Slurp up the nudes. Phrasing. There we go. Hold on. I'm gonna turn my fan off so it doesn't make my
Good enough. It puts a stop to the Inquest's immediate plans, at least.
Slurp up the nudes.
I'm pleased to have been able to assist you.
I misheard it as your wife has been
How do you
cooked.
suppose? Now you see, this is why
Glad I didn't say baked. You'd be like, oh my god, do they live in Colorado?
Don't think it counts if you're always complaining.
An interesting premise. Perhaps I could create a function that would register a complaint on every cycle.
a man has
Mukbang ASMR? A little bit. I'm gonna try not to chew right into the mic.
Beginning to think you're bad luck, Canuck.
What's baked ziti? Hang on. Alright. So, there's like big noodles and chunks of sausage, and there's cheese over the whole thing, and tomato sauce, and then some other seasoning. Honestly, it's really similar in tasting to like lasagna, but it's like you put together in a different way.
Never thought I'd meet a golem I liked.
I would say that's a vote in favor, my friend. Let us away.
Not lasagna. I said similar tasting to lasagna. It's got like all the same components. It's kind of like getting a burrito versus a taco. It's the same components, they're just put together differently. You gotta say it right. Lasagna. Lasagna? Dude, I say trebucket, and even I'm looking at that like, are you crazy? Get some champagne with my lasagna. That's like the kind of thing you say to just drive the waiter crazy at the Italian restaurant. And can I get some lasagna bolognese, please? Champagne. Some escargot. There we go. Boop, boop. All the loot. I'm Italian, beware. Oh, so I should totally not just hold up some dried spaghetti and break it right in front of you. Right? I think that's the threat. Svanir Shaman Chief isn't the most exciting thing, but I can do that while I eat. By the way, for the, just real quick on the topic of Total War, I noticed when I was, like, browsing the lords in Total War, you know, they added that recent feature to Wulfric that allows him to attack settlements from the water. And they also added that feature to the Dark Elf Naval guy and all of the undead pirates. They also, to my surprise, added it to one dude from Bretonnia. I noticed it last night. One of the Bretonian guys can do naval attacks now. So I just thought that was cool. Aislinn? Oh yeah, Aislinn has it too for the High Elves. Yeah, just to show you guys. Hang on, we were talking about this. This is the Total War channel on our Discord. So I was playing this guy named Daniel. Well, not really named Daniel. I named him Daniel. Daniel is like Build-A-Bear Workshop. You could be like, I'm going to make his right arm just a giant scythe, and I'm going to make his head be a cyclops, or I'm going to give him like 5 eyes or a bird beak. He's Build-A-Bear Workshop, which is really cool in concept, but in practice, because he doesn't actually use items, he just like evolves himself like a Pokemon to whatever you want. Every time they buff the items in the game, they indirectly nerf this guy because he's the only faction that doesn't use items. So I was playing this guy, and then we had one funny thing where I was playing, and I'm like, man, I don't think I can win. Kislev is out of hand. So like, I started here in this brown territory. That's mine. So I started here, and I went da 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 da. But it was such a pain to hold territory because they could like come across the water and hit any of this. So defending this was just a pain in my butt. And then Kislev just got really out of hand. Like all these with the little red X, these are enemies. So enemy, 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 and they're just spreading and stuff. And then I'm like, yeah, I don't think I can win this. And one guy in our Discord goes, why don't you just do the long victory condition? And I'm like, what's that? He goes, it's another way of earning the achievement on Steam that you won. And I look at it, and the only thing not checked off was killed this guy. I had fulfilled all the requirements over the like 10 hours I had played this, except kill that guy. You know what I had done, chat? I had allied with him. And I'm like, are you serious? So again, enemies going to, here's me, here's him. Enemies are punching up through here. So I need to friggin' covert ops through enemy territory, get over here, betray my alliance, and murder my own teammate to get the win. So I do this stupid thing where like I dismiss my main lord's over here on the other side of the planet, okay? And I dismiss him, which allows you to rehire him after 3 turns, and then I rehire him over here. So in 3 turns, I cross the whole planet, snipe my ally's only city, get the win, and then run with it. And I got the achievement. Look at this. Playing as the Demon Prince, win on legendary difficulty. 2% of players have this. Yeah, because it's awful. I wanted to challenge. I don't recommend doing that. Do not recommend. I think next one is I'm going to try playing Dukala, the new Slaanesh faction, and go all the way till the win. Throw the snake lady at people. Realpolitik gaming, yeah. I mean, honestly, that's like, if you're playing Skaven, that action I just did was very Skaven. Did you get the new skimmer skin? No, I like my hoverback thing. I do like the plushies, but I got this thing right now. Hi, Mark. Hi, Frank. You influenced me. I just ordered lasagna bolognese. Really? How are you? I'm doing good. Eating lunch right now. Chatting with good people. Have you seen the Summon the Elector Council for the Empire? Yes. I played Empire just until this short victory condition. It's not my favorite thing, because it's people, right? It's humans. Like, in a world of fantasy, I think being a human is the most boring thing, because I'm a human in my world. I already know what that's like. Now, they are powerful, right? I don't like fighting them. But it's basically humans that have discovered how great guns are. But yes, I know about the Elector Counts thing. The thing I struggle with the most is the computer has really good micro with the Empire heroes. And the Empire heroes can ride a horse that way and fire a grenade launcher the other way. So they can kite the hell out of your stuff. And if you don't have something that is faster than a full-speed horse to run them down, they will tear you apart with their stupid heroes that are riding around on horses with like perfect micro and shooting freaking grenades at you. Yeah, my army of demons is not very impressive when they're getting shot with grenades. Found that out last night. I'm like, oh, big spooky demons, and they're like, gun. If I'm having a bad day, I play the Lizardman campaign specifically to watch the animations as Dinosaur rips stuff apart. Yeah, the Lizardmen, if you play them, their mounts are all like Triceratops and stuff.
I should have known. Sons of Svanir have turned that to Jormag. That is a totem to dragon. Destroy that foul totem. The dragon cannot take the Grawl. They're a pain. But they are our pain.
I was about to say, is that trap going to go off? Totems don't usually trigger traps, and no, they didn't. The traps did not go off. When the Skaven really wants someone gone, they will help someone else all the way to their inner sanctum and then hand them a radioactive weapon. I thought you were going to talk about Ikit Claw and his nukes. Yeah, that's another thing for the non-Total War Warhammer fans. The rat people in that game. Imagine the Skrit if a group of Skrit discovered nuclear weapons. And half of the time they blow themselves up. But half the time they make a city just vanish off the map and no one knows what happened.
Stand back.
What are you having for lunch? Baked ziti.
Then focus on the shaman's ritual. What? How did you get to me so fast? Fine.
How many Skrit we talking? Billions. Oh, it's time. Oh. No! Ow. I'm just giving Heisen more ammunition. Yeah, it's even funnier for my family in the other room just hearing my half of the conversation. Like, what? You're gonna lose your voice again? Yeah. I will. My wife just peeked her head around the corner. WTF, that grunting noise. Hi, honey. Hold on. This goes out to Kellener's wife. Oh! Explain that. New patron sound unlocked. She's used to that noise. Oh no, she developed an immunity. Did you see that? He did the red arrow that way, and then just ran in place and said never mind. He didn't move. %, almost there. Noise. Noise, noise, noise. Get the money. Alright. Victory, ZD. With all these new patron noises, we're making our way back to the Bone Zone era of the stream. I don't know what you're talking about. Check. I miss Dennis in the news. We got some new news. That wasn't really Dennis. I was more greased up deaf guy. Ah! No, I dropped my nudes. Dang it. There's what? My noodles. What did you hear? Hey, all, back to the game recently. I own up to Soto. Story-wise, I'm only up to Living World Season 4. Is it worth it to get Janthier and VOE, even if I'm not going to be on the maps for a good long while? Zell... Is it going to impact you right here and now? Janthier, if you want to have access to, like a little bit into Janthier, you unlock the homestead and you unlock land spear weapons for your whole account. If you want to access either one of those features, like, urgently, that might affect you. The newest expansion unlocks all of the features of the Wizard's Vault, so if there's anything in here that you're trying to do that you can't access, it might be worth getting the newest expansion. But otherwise, I would say it can wait till you see, like, a good sale, or until you get closer. If you wish to wait, you could. What was that event thing? event table. I'm gonna put a link in chat. If you click that link, there's a bunch of guides for add-ons. The one for event table is that, if you would like it. It shows you what all events are happening in the game right now. Cool, I picked up EOD and Soto on the Black Friday discount, so I think I might wait till next year for the other things. Sure. Let's see. Okay, 124 is full. Minus 124. What's tonight's game? Guild Wars 2. Now, after the giveaway tonight, I might do something else after that. But, you know, Tuesdays I usually focus on Guild Wars 2. Are you done with Blueprints? Yeah, I think so. Blueprints was a very fun detective game, while simultaneously being, like, the worst roguelike I've ever played in my mind. Like, the fact that they added roguelike elements to that game just made it infuriating. I felt like out of 10 hours of gameplay of that game, I wasted like 5 hours of my life just hitting dead ends and restarting, dead end, restart. And it was just like, ugh. But the puzzles were good. I was very proud of myself for solving some of them. Hello, Roids, you still in the mucks? What's up, Rag? Alright, I finished my lunch. I'm gonna go put my dishes away so my desk doesn't look like Asmongold's. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, this house is clean. Alright.
I'm guessing Muck would not enjoy Kenshi, even though it's not technically a roguelike.
To be clear, I've enjoyed many roguelikes. Like, Hades is an obvious example. In both Hades 1 and Hades 2, I went until the true ending. Like, I hit the ending, rolled credits, and I played another 50 hours to hit the true ending, because it was just a good excuse to keep playing the game. Like, there are roguelikes I've enjoyed the hell out of. However, the thing with, I'm gonna go Untamed for this one. The thing with Blueprints is it was like a detective game. However, because of the roguelike elements, you would occasionally, like, do a run, hit a dead end, and have to start a new day, and just repeat that a whole lot. So I felt like the roguelike elements just got in the way of the mystery solving. Like, they didn't feel like, it wasn't cohesive. It felt like it was something that was just like an obstacle constantly getting in my path. And so it was annoying. Because I was like, all right, I'm just wasting a lot of time here, you know? I played this game for 10 hours, and I've been accomplishing things for 5. So it was annoying me to the point that after 10 hours, I decided I was done. People were spoiling so much. Well, people were kind of starting to spoil, so yeah, we went emote-only mode for a little while. But again, I was really proud of myself for some of the mysteries we solved in there, but it was kind of like, do any of you remember when we played Return of the Obra Dinn? That was a really fun game, and this Blueprints kind of scratched the same itch, which I had not really done anything like that in a while. But the thing I mentioned was annoying. The roguelike elements is so people don't refund the game after 2 hours. Maybe. I mean, the game's done very well for itself, right? Like, didn't it kind of win Game of the Year after they took it away from Expedition 33 because of the false accusation thing? So it was at least a runner-up for Game of the Year, right? A lot of people love that game. Totally fine. But it just ended up not being for me all the way through. Expedition 33 award was never taken away from the Game Awards. I don't know the specifics. I know that, like, on, was it Twitter or whatever? They were talking about how the Game of the Year award was taken away from it because of suspicions of having AI content in the game or something. Which, from what I could tell, seemed to be that it did not, but people accused it of it, and so they had like a knee-jerk reaction. That was from the Indie Game of the Year Awards, different group? Okay. They did it first. So, from what I understand, okay, they had a few assets in the game that were not even AI generated. They were just assets from, like, the Epic Game Store thing where you can just use assets for making a game. They had assets in there that were, like, placeholder assets from, like, just, like, stock image type things for some, like, trees and bushes or something like that. They were accidentally left in the game at release, and, like, a week after the release of Expedition 33, they patched it and replaced those with the intended human hand-drawn graphics that they wanted to be there in the first place. However, some people accuse them of having those as being, like, made with generative AI, which, you know, lots of people hate, understandably, and there was one of the Game Awards said, "Oh, well, we're, you know, if they use Gen AI, we don't like that, so we're taking away their Game of the Year award and handing it down to the second place, which is Blueprints." And that was all over my feed for a couple of days. And then, was it X33? They came out and said, we did not use AI in our game. We did try it, to be honest. They said, you know, we started making X33 like in 2021, 2022. And they said, and AI was just starting, like, generative AI was just kind of taking off. We tried it and we were like, nah, this sucks. And then they put it down. So they, like, tried it as a tool and decided they hated it. Again, their words, but this, you know, this whole story I'm not directly involved in, so I'm just telling you what everybody has said. Excuse me. Typical cancel culture stuff. Yeah, again, my outside view was that people accused them of this, and the award people, like, had a knee-jerk reaction, and were trying to, like, you know, cater to the masses, and without doing, like, enough research, they immediately just went yoink. And so now I feel like they look stupid, because they overreacted too quickly. What was your biggest surprise of the year? My son needing to go to the hospital on his birthday. That's probably not what you're asking me about. Slay the Princess. Slay the Princess was absolutely a surprising game. I don't know what I expected from that, but psychological, paranormal, cosmic horror was not it. Although, that was kind of me side as well. Is he okay? Yeah, he's gonna make a full recovery, but we had a spook. If AI is so bad, why has it been used for 2 decades to research and help cure various types of cancer? AI is not bad. When people whine about AI, they are referring to generative AI, or they're uninformed and they see everybody else complaining about generative AI, and they just start whining about AI and they don't know what they're talking about. For example, Guild Wars 2, I just fought a world boss. That world boss has an AI that controls it, right? That's been a thing, like, for decades. Like, the opponents, the enemies that we play, the enemies that we fight against in our video games, those are AI. Now, it's very simple AI, but those are AI, right? You know, all games have some AI in them. The thing people complain about is generative AI. Generative AI is like, I just fed this thing 10,000 pictures of Pokemon, and now it can perfectly draw Pokemon doing anything I ask it to. If I want it to, like, make me a movie of Pikachu flipping burgers, it can do that. And also, while doing it, it drives up the price of RAM 800% for some reason. So the problem is, with generative AI, you've got these AI models that have basically consumed all the artwork that anyone has ever put on, like, Twitter, and now they can spit out their art style because they basically just consumed their life's work. And it's like, okay, there is an ethical way to do this. If you had an artist and you be like, hey, we would like to have an AI model that can draw as well as you can we pay you, like, a contract fee, and you give us permission to train a model on your work, and, you know, you sign off on it. And they shake hands, and they do a contract, and money goes to the artist, and then they've got their model, and, you know, they got permission. That would be an ethical way of doing it in my mind. The problem is the ones that just consumed everything in the image searches of Google, and without permission, and then now it's just like spitting all this stuff out, and it's fully trained on the life's work of many people that, you know, didn't give their permission. Like, that's the issue. Those ones. Also, it's getting weird too. Like, you know, on Twitter, you'll see someone that'll, like, post a picture of someone, and then someone will be like, yo, Grok, turn this person into a girl. And then a picture pops up. And someone's like, Grok, put her in a bikini. And then a picture comes up. And then someone's like, Grok, have her posing lewdly. And then and it's like, what the fuck? And it's like, Grok is just, like, doing this with any image request that anybody puts up on there. And it's like, it always gets weird fast. It always gets weird. Thank you for putting sense to the AI situation. You're welcome. I try. It's just, like, if I can, you know, God, friggin'. There's so many words trying to leave my mouth at once. I need to form them into something cohesive. If I can influence you guys at all, you know, let it be to just be slightly more sane in a world that's going crazy, you know? If you see someone complaining about AI, you know, just try to, like, you know, fill in the blanks. Maybe they see everyone else getting mad about AI and they don't understand the nuances, you know? Like, there's AI in everything. Your Microsoft Word, when it sees you type, like, goodbye cruel world, and the paperclip pops up, it goes, looks like you're writing a suicide note. Do you need help? You know, whatever. Like, that's AI. You know, like, there's AI in your email. There's AI on your Google Maps that gives you a route of where to go. Like, we use AI that is helpful every single day, but it's just this generative stuff that's basically stealing artists' life work It's just like, what are we doing? That's crazy. Like, we want AI to be, like, washing our clothes and doing our dishes. We don't want AI to be making all our art. Like, why did it steal the fun jobs? Eh. I'm not complaining about AI. I'm complaining about students using AI brainlessly. I hear you. Yes. Students that are paying for, especially college, people that pay to go to college, and then they get there, and then they use AI to cheat on college, and then they leave college, and then they can't even do things. It's just like, what? Yeah, I do think that's... And believe me, I get it. I may or may not have cheated on a few tests growing up, but not there. Not at college where I was paying to go. I cheated in exams the old-fashioned way. Yeah. Enjoy watching your comments. Just enjoy looking back. Hey, thank you, Kashmara. Back in my day, we cheated with pen and paper. College seems like a scam for the most part. It depends what you do with it. Like, for example, I went to college for 2 years and I didn't know what I wanted to do. My dad was like, if you don't know what you want to do, go to college. I'll help you pay for it. And for a while, I was on the Hope Scholarship, which is where I live. If you've got all A's and B's, the state will help pay for your college under certain conditions. And I was on that for most of my time in college. I slipped up and got a C near the end, so price skyrocketed the last semester. The time I was there, I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to take the required classes. Like, no matter what you majored in, you had to take like a math and an English and a science, stuff like that. So I just knocked those out. So I had a 2-year degree in like general studies that could become a bachelor's degree in literally anything. Now for me, no, like looking back on it, it ended up, it was just filling time. I never did anything with that. So for me, you could look back and say it was a waste of money and time. However, for some people, it's absolutely worth it. Like, obviously, you want your doctor to go to medical school. Obviously, you want your plumber to have gone to, like, trade school and learn how to plumb, to learn how to plumb. That's a great sentence. You get the idea, though. Yes, I'd say for people that go to college and they, like, get a degree in interpretive dance or something, in my mind, that's a waste. But there are people that go there and they do something useful with it. It depends what you do with it. Personally, as a parent, if the world is still the way it is in 5 to 6 years, which is when my kid would be looking at colleges, I would encourage him, if he doesn't know exactly what he wants to do, to either do a trade school or maybe like computer certifications, which I did for a while. Like Cisco or Microsoft, C+, or like the A+ test, Net+, things like that. Those would be the things that I would be more inclined to encourage him to do rather than college, based on what I currently know. But it definitely depends on like career path. And if he wants to do something that's like he's drawing right now, he loves art. If he wanted to try to pursue that, I would say, I would try to use myself as an example. Be like, okay, Dad likes streaming. I was working tech support for years, which I hated doing. I was good at it, but I hated it. But I did it to pay our bills so that we could have, food and a house and stuff, while I was then doing streaming on the side until I got big enough that I could do that full time. So I try to make him very aware of the fact that his first job is likely going to be something he doesn't enjoy, but it'll just be necessary to pay the bills while he works towards something he enjoys more. How do you use something ethically when it's been built on the wholesale robbery people's work? So Tapsy, you got to keep in mind that the AI, generative AI, okay, there's many different ones, right? There's not just one, what was the computer from Terminator? Oh God, what was the AI in Terminator? I forget. Skynet. So it's not just one Skynet, right? There's different ones. Like there's Grok and like 30 different others, right? And every country has these things. So you can have one that's blank. You can have a generative AI, like that, just the base thing that hasn't been trained yet. And then you could be like, hey, I don't know, hey, Mr. or Mrs. Artist XYZ, can we pay you for the rights to use your work in this? And then, you know, announce publicly that, you know, we paid you and, like, we shook hands and stuff. Like, you could do that. You could totally do that. There's nothing stopping that. But yes, you're right that the ones that are already trained on basically just like, hey, go devour Twitter and come back, and then I'm going to tell you to, you know, draw dirty pictures. You know, those ones, yeah, that's not ethical. I agree with you. But I'm saying, is it possible to do it? Yes. Are any of these CEOs doing it? Not that I know of. It's kind of like, is it possible to do really interesting things with the blockchain? Yes. Is anyone that's advertising the blockchain doing it? No. Everyone I've ever seen trying to get other people to use blockchain has just been scum. I have not seen a good example of it. I discovered a love for statistics data analysis while slogging through my psych degree. I don't think I would have found it without college. No, that's awesome. I mean, and that is honestly encouragement for people to try different things. I recently got to try doing it, like applying to as a voice actor. And I don't know if anything's going to come of it, but I will tell you, I am shocked at how much fun I'm having. It's kind of like playing D&D with your friends and just doing like a funny voice and committing to the bit as hard as you can. Like, it is really fun. However, I would have never known that if I hadn't just been like, yeah, sure, I'll try it. I would have never known. So, yeah, definitely trying different things is the only way to be like, oh my god, I love this. Should I go for Griffin or Skyscale? As someone who owns all the mounts in the game, I use Skyscale way more than Griffin. They're both useful, but I get more use out of the Skyscale. Do we get to know what you tried to voice act as? The game is currently a secret project. Once it's public, I'll tell you. Because I would love to make a video about my experience and trying out for it, even if I don't get any parts. No one was against electricity, though? Oh, yeah, there were. Yeah, there were. There was tons of... Yeah, there were. There was people talking about how, like, it unreliable it was and dangerous it was. Like, you know, cars aren't the future. They just, you know, pollute everything. Horses are the only reliable way of travel. Yeah, they, like... How are these kids going to operate, you know, trying to use paper when, you know, chalkboards are perfectly fine? Dude, every generation, like, anything that existed when you, before you were like 20, that's old. Anything that was invented between you were like 20 and 30, that's modern. Anything that was invented after you were like 35, that's a sin against God. And that is not the right way of things. Like, that's always been a thing. You can look back at history, especially ever since like newspapers were invented, and you can see so many people complaining about like new things that became like commonplace later on. And right now, for me personally, I feel like it's these AI models that churn out pictures and drive up RAM prices. Like, I have not seen any positive outcome. It's just memes. That's it. The only thing I've seen people really do with these AI things like Grok, they can just like whip up a video of people. Like, it's just... It's making the world confusing. It's like, there's so many times, it's like, you know, my grandparents are like, oh my god, look at this video of this thing. And I'm like, that's AI. And I'm trying to explain to them, those aren't real people. It's fake news. Like, there's just it's so much fake news that's just pouring out from people making these videos. I think it's making the world a worse place. That's my opinion on it. I feel like it would be better if those things were just, like, deleted. Like, it's, especially in things like court cases. Like, imagine in the next few years, it's going to get more and more difficult to distinguish between real and fake videos and court cases. Like, imagine someone just whips up a video and it's like, you know, Grok, use the, you know, 10,000 hours of Mukluk streaming to, you know, make a video of him committing all the crimes. And then I'm in court trying to be like, officer, I swear I never go outside. And then there's this crystal clear video of me like robbing a 7-Eleven or something. I don't know. You know, that's going to be a thing. I'm going to have to go VTuber just to try to defend myself. That way the video shows the servers running around. Muck almost completed the Geneva checklist. The Geneva checklist. I don't know about later on or more sophisticated AI right now. Every time I see a video or TikTok or Insta, I know right away. I usually know yes, but if we compare, like, have you seen the Will Smith eating spaghetti thing? Like then versus now? Like, AI is evolving alarmingly fast. Talking about the generative stuff. Hold on. Will Smith eating spaghetti then versus now. Hold on a second. Let's see if I can find it. All right. Okay. All right. So, someone in 2023 said, AI, make a video of Will Smith eating spaghetti. And someone did it again in April 2025. Look at the difference. Obviously, the one on the left is, like, horrific. The one on the right, it looks... I mean, like, how can I critique the one on the right? It's like, it's almost, like, it's like it's too perfect, you know? Like, there's no sauce is spilling out of his mouth. Like, the lighting is just perfect. The point is, this is what AI has done in 2 years. In another couple of years, it is going to be even more difficult to distinguish. And again, especially, my biggest fear is people getting falsely accused of crimes with video evidence that was AI and someone not catching it. Like, it's advancing rapidly. Next time the spaghetti eats Will Smith, it's like the flying spaghetti monster. Mike, what do you think of Visions of Eternity so far? Do you think the future updates will be good? I have a video where I talked about it. Hang on. I will both answer your question and I will share this link with you. Give me just a second. Where is it? Where is it? Just a second. Scrolling. Ah, here we go. Okay. So here is a video on that. Okay. So to answer your question without the video, in my opinion, the VOE story is the best story they have told so far in like 3 years. I'm very happy with it. Now, it is completely possible for them to drop the ball, right? I really liked Soto at the beginning. I did not like how it ended. But story-wise, the VOE writing so far, I very much like it. The features, you know, we got another homestead. We got like the new elite specs, a couple of other things, some new legendaries. It's pretty good features. But yeah, like, and also, you know, the fact that at the 3-month update they're not doing more stories, so that the writers have more time to cook. I'm hopeful. I am hopeful that they won't drop the ball with this extra time to make stuff. And but yeah, I really like it so far.
They superimposed my face onto Scarface. Also, do you know what they taught my generation when I was in school? That we should always critically think about what media is trying to tell us. That was almost 30 years before that first Will Smith video was made. Mukluk bobble, mukluk snail mukluk time.
Yep. Thank you. Yeah, I've seen some videos of people that are on like podcasts and stuff. And, like, the guy that's doing the podcast, he'll just be like, what's 67 plus 43? And they're like, what? And he's just like, what's 67 plus 43? And they're like, I don't know, I don't have a calculator. And he's like, just do it in your head. What is 67 plus 43? And they can't do it. And they're, like, college graduates and stuff. And I'm just like, oh, no, keep it in. You can do it. That's an order. Okay. 110, yes, the answer to that is 110. My point is that there is like, large groups of people that have cheated their way through so much college they can't even do like double-digit addition, subtraction, division, and multiplication and stuff like that. And it's just like, oh my freaking god. Hey there, question about the game. What content would you recommend doing after completing stories and obtaining mounts? Don't have a lot of time to play each day and must be able to leave with no warning. Human cake. I've got a video here called I just hit level 80, now what do I do? That I think would be perfect for you. If you want to check that out, off the top of my head, if it were me, if you finish the story, I'd say World Map Comp. But that video has some more answers as well if you want to take a look. Can we... Oh, someone got him. Nice. Jump over the shockwave, Monk, you idiot. Hey, Monk, I think to tell about one of your giveaway that I won. May I send you a message in private? Yes. Yeah. You can, DM me on Twitch, or you can DM me on Discord. If you are not already a member, you could join our Discord and then just click my name on the right-hand side and DM me, whatever. I'm hoping there was not a problem. You said a giveaway that you won. Did, I just AoE rest over there. Did, like, I give you a game key and it didn't work or something? Now I'm concerned. When will the next expansion sale be? I don't know. We just had one. Like, we just had like 2 or 3 in the last 2 months. Because of like Black Friday and then like leading up to Christmas, stuff like that. I don't know when the next one will be. Muck, for the first lecture we had in college, I had people in the hall asking what the gamma symbol meant, the weird sideways M. Oh, I'm gonna burn to death, so I'm gonna back away. Jadebot. I mean, to be fair, I have never been at a point in life where I needed the gamma symbol, but depending on your college major, it might be something you use daily. Hey, I watched a lot of people doing world bosses more than before. Why? What's up, Hyperfix? I don't know about lots of people. I like doing world bosses when I'm streaming sometimes because I can... It's not that serious, and I can talk with my chat while I am doing this. So that's why I'm here. It's just, like, it's content where I'm still making money, bashing heads, and I can just talk with you guys. Hey man, recently got to go over to your videos, helps a ton, thank you. You're very welcome, Outer, thank you. Nice, GG. Anyone need revives? I think we're good. Let's see if anyone has the key for the thingy. Speaking of VTubers, Muck, what if Minimuck wants to become a streamer who does art and uses a VTuber avatar when he becomes an adult? I mean, if he wants to, like, yeah, I'm not gonna, like, yell at him, don't do that, but I'm gonna tell him the same thing I said earlier. There is a high chance, if you want to do a job in a creative field, that you will have to do a job you don't like while trying to build up an audience for the thing you want to do. It's like, he understands, like, he might be flipping burgers and then doing art in the evening, and then, you know, if one day that art takes off, he can switch to doing that full time. You know, I try to just kind of keep him grounded in that regard. Because, like, for example, I was doing tech support. I didn't like doing tech support. Dude, tech support sucks. Like, people are calling you all day and they're already mad before the call starts. In the best case scenario, they're like passive aggressive. Usually they're just pissed, right? And then sometimes they take it out on you. It's like, it wears down your soul dealing with that every day for 7 years, okay? Like, let's say I get, I don't know, what could happen to me to lose my, I get canceled. Someone finds an old video of me putting my feet in the Burger King lettuce, and I get canceled, and I'm not allowed to stream anymore. All the platforms have banned me, even Kick, because although they allow murders on their platform, they don't allow feet and Burger King lettuce on their platform, and I am not allowed to stream anymore. I would rather go flip burgers at Wendy's than go back to tech support. Like, I feel, now, granted, my mind might change after a few weeks of cleaning the Wendy's bathroom, but at first, that sounds refreshing. I do not want to go back to tech support. I want to do just something else. Someone AI generate video muck with a feet in the Burger King, let us know. I don't know, no. Can you fix my Lexmark printer? Fixing printers sucks. Whoever made the software for any printer ever, you suck. Let's see. Hold on. Sorry, hold on. I'm reading this DM this guy sent me. Okay, I sent him a DM. Monk, I'm a data center guy, and I'm the support for our tech support, and it's rough some days. Yeah. Like, honestly, the biggest deal, when I was in tech support, the biggest deal if you got a promotion was you were off phones. And you could just, like, be given a problem and focus on fixing that problem and never talk to anyone unless it got escalated, like, 3 times. It's like, the biggest promotion in tech support was getting off of the phone line. Thoughts on Reforged? I assume you mean Guild Wars 1 Reforged? It's cool. It's cool. I think it's pretty neat that it's getting a lot of additional eyes on a great game. I like Guild Wars. I have done multiple playthroughs of it. It's not the, oh my god, crack cocaine or whatever that Guild Wars 2 is for me. You know, I've got like almost 10,000 hours in Guild Wars 2. I liked Guild Wars 1. I love Guild Wars 2. So I think it's cool that it's getting eyes on a good game. Kind of like the Oblivion remaster. I think it was so funny watching a new generation of people try out Oblivion just because it got remastered and then realizing how dumbed down games have become since then. And oh my god, wait till they try Morrowind, right? It's like in terms of complexity, Morrowind, Oblivion, Skyrim, you know, like they kept simplifying it to try to like get it out to more people. And so now it's like if you go back, it's like, oh my god, there's so much depth to this. Mug gets after 2. I have a plushie skimmer to go purchase. Nice. Yeah, Blue's paycheck just hit. Puts feet in Burger King lettuce, gets hired at Wendy's. Yeah, okay. I just don't think too much about it. Working tech support, that's actually really true. It was all about getting the problem solved and off the phone. Yeah. Yep. I did something on my end. Could you turn it off and wait 2 minutes? If it still happens, can you call and ask for me? I'll be waiting. That's how you really do it. Yeah, we've done that. Make sure you restart 3 times. Make fries and flipping burgers is relaxing. The only bad part is when you need to take care of the cash register. Yeah, and there's of course like the videos and stuff of like someone at McDonald's that's just like throwing a fit and acting like just they're crazy and stuff like that. Of course you don't want to deal with that, but I'm talking about just like peacefully flipping burgers in the back. I could be down for that. First 2 hands overhead, Skyrim down by the Oasis level. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, Morrowind and Oblivion had a lot of depth to them. Like, to give new gamers, like, an example, in Morrowind, jump was a stat. So the more you jumped, the more experience you got jumping, the higher you jumped. You could also, for example, cast a spell on yourself that increased jump value by, like, 10,000 for 1 second, and leap to the next town like you're the Incredible Hulk in the Marvel movies. However, you needed a way to survive the fall. So you needed another spell that would like give you the safe acrobatics or something really high for a moment. Otherwise, you would just be like, hey! It just splatter into the next city. Like, there was stats for so many different things you could buff or debuff in that game. It was great. Like, there was so much complexity in Morrowind. Like, okay, here's a crazy example. Gloves. When's the last time you played a fantasy game where your left glove and right glove were separate items? So you could have mismatched gloves. In Morrowind, your shoulder pads, there was left and right, they were different inventory slots. Your gloves were left and right, they were different inventory slots. I don't remember if boots were. Boots might have been one slot. But you could have mismatched things because of that. I can't remember the last time since Morrowind that I played a fantasy game that just allowed that small thing. You could wear a robe over armor. There was multiple chest slots. You could have a shirt on, then you could have like armor on, and then put a robe over it that was baggy to kind of hide the fact that you were wearing full plate armor. You looked cumbersome, but it worked. Like, there was a lot of just really cool little things in that game that I wouldn't mind seeing again in newer things. Khajiits and Argonians couldn't wear boots? Yeah, because they had different shaped feet. Yeah. 2 ring slots never make sense. Well, I think isn't the D&D rule for that basically to say, like, if you've got magical rings on, wearing too many would basically, like, overload you, and so just one per hand or something like that? I think that's the logic. But yeah, it definitely gets simplified going on. Like, I'm trying to remember. I think Diablo 2 had a belt slot, and Diablo 3 and 4 did not. But I'd have to go back and double check. Because I didn't even like 4, so I only played it through once and stopped, and I didn't go back. But it definitely feels like a lot of games where there's like a series of games, like, Daggerfall, Morrowind, Oblivion, Skyrim. It's like the farther along you go, the simpler and simpler it gets. And then if you go back, it's like, oh my god, there was so much cool stuff. Muck, did you hear about Dreadmist? No, I don't know about Dreadmist. There was a manager at the local McDonald's competitor chain at the city I lived in before that basically treated the employees really bad. I love the guy because if anyone messed up your order, he'd chew them out, force them to make the order correctly, and then ask you if you still wanted the other one for free. He was a jerk, but having someone else be mad at the others for you and giving you free food was kind of nice. Okay. Yeah, Matt, even I saw, yeah, you hit the auto mod, but I saw it. Ring logic, they're like magnets, so it was stuff on your fingers. People would build full reflect outfits at the end game of Morrowind. Yeah. Well, it's kind of like in Oblivion, one of the most OP things was a full chameleon outfit. If you had max chameleon, enemies couldn't see you, and they would lose track of you if you just took one step back from them. It was like invisibility, but you could attack while you were in it. So full chameleon was really strong also. Let's see. Catching up. Okay, I think we're caught up. Awesome. All right. Chat, I really enjoyed the conversation. Thank you guys for hanging out with me this morning, but I am out of time. So, as always, thank you for being here. Love you guys. Appreciate you. A few plugs on the way out. If you happen to be new, my name is Muck. I stream every single evening and every weekday morning. I will be back in about 5 hours for the evening Guild Wars 2 stream for Guild Wars Tuesday. If you wish to hang out, hit the follow button if you're on Twitch. Hit subscribe if you are on YouTube. Links to my YouTube channels. There are 2 of them coming up in the chat if you're not already subbed to both. And a special thank you to our dear patrons. They keep this channel alive. I could not afford to do what I do without their help. And there's a link to that in the chat if you'd like to be a supporter. Shilling complete. Thank you for listening. I'm going to find someone to raid in the Guild Wars 2 section real quick. Damn! Naguro with 15,000 people. Oh, she's... Okay, that's still impressive. She's doing some kind of collab thing. She's got 5K and then it's like a stream together thing. That's awesome. Valen is live. I have not seen Valen live in a while, just our schedules haven't met up, so I'll raid him. Valen makes a lot of the guides on Guild Gen's guide website. He is very informed on a lot of builds in the game, so if you got any like obscure build questions, he's quite knowledgeable on it. I'll see you guys over there. You guys have a good rest of your day, and I will be back tonight. Yeah.